Corey, it's Tuesday. I'm barely
It
alive. Can I explain
is
to
Tuesday.
people that my wet rat look, if you're on YouTube,
You
is
are a
because
wet
I've had
rat.
food poisoning since Saturday?
Where'd you go?
You know,
Fess up?
couple
It
of
wasn't where
thoughts.
we went to lunch because I also ate of
Could it
that.
have been the tomato?
I did not eat the
Probably not,
tomato.
but other people did, and I'm the only one who got sick. And then I went home. I had a lot of cereal. I'm lactose intolerant. Could this be lactate in
N-
the net need of it and the
But we're
lack?
on Tuesday.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't think
know.
it lasts that long.
But really, that's all I ate on Saturday.
But you went out to eat by yourself on Sunday.
Because I was feeling not great and I thought it was just a hunger pang.
So it happened on Saturday, whatever it is.
I believe so. Could it have been?
Those not don't roast me. Those cookies you ate, only you ate them.
I devoured them.
Those were the only
Anything I've
things.
eaten between Saturday afternoon and Sunday, I'll never eat again. That is what food poisoning does to the brain. It has
So
been.
no tomatoes ever for always and ever?
You know what? The tomato from that farm stand, iffy at best. I'll have to
You
find
did
it.
have cottage cheese with it, but I
But
don't think
they
you were the
did
only
too.
person to eat that. Yeah.
There's safety in numbers. That's a
There's
lot of
safety
that's a
numbers.
lot of lactose though. I had cottage cheese and went home and had milk.
For someone who's, are you lactose intolerant? Are you
Yeah.
lactose and love it?
I'm a
Apparently.
lactose intolerant-ish. Like it's not a
Lover?
great day, but the ice cream tasted wonderful. It's worth the risk.
I don't think
Anyways,
it was that, but
it is.
Godspeed with your healing.
Listen, take me out back and put me out of my misery. That poisoning. People who deal with chronic illnesses, props to you because even a small bout of something really just destroys every will I have to get out of
Yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah.
I
Well,
am not one to be.
this is not Heather MD. This is
You
the
guys have any suggestions? Please let me know.
This is the Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing Podcast. If you didn't know, we're actually a spinoff from a group that's on Facebook. It's called the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. You can look it up. You can request to join. We've been letting people in. There's no backlog of people. Just make sure you answer the questions so we make sure you are not a robot or an artificial intelligence. We don't know how they are, but they're everywhere now. So if you could just answer the questions, you don't even have to spell things correctly. We'll let you in as long
Hmm.
as you're a warm body.
You say you want to learn how to bake? You're in.
You're in.
But there's
Well,
about 1,000 people pending who didn't answer the question. So
who
if you're
didn't answer the
wondering,
questions, but not me holding you back. You're holding yourself back. So if you just answer those, I know me and Heather will probably mass delete the pending people who didn't answer the questions, give you another opportunity though. There's a glitch somewhere in the matrix when people go to answer questions. I don't know. I always find them and answer them, but who am I but
I
a
think it's
random?
joining in haste. And I also believe when you
Yes.
scroll down to a post and it recommends other groups and
Hmm.
you just click
Oh,
join all, I think that's where the glitch happens
oh,
first.
that could be. That could be. I take back my what were you thinking? And I say,
You
I
idiot who doesn't
understand.
know how to use technology.
If you're wondering what we feature on the podcast, it's either hot topics in the industry, it's questions we see people run into in the group, or new marketing trends that are coming, whether it be an update to a social media platform or something changes in the algos, like they like videos now over photos against my will. That's what we bring to you. And the hot topic, this one, is probably something that's ended up in your feed in some form or fashion, especially if you are a baker and follow baking accounts online.
But here's my big take. I want to say that if somebody is a bully or they acted bullyish and you now feel like it is okay to bully them back, you are just as wrong. But before we jump into that, I have to do my quote. What's coming? Community Groups Boot Camp. I've actually scooched it from this week to next week. I forgot this was America's 250th birthday. So we'll be doing that next week. So if you bought a ticket, no sweat, or a ticket, a pass, if you registered for it, you'll just show up next week. Again, as if you buy any of these boot camps, unlike how we first said it, you now get eternal access to it for as long as the product is supported, because it turns out people aren't glued to their computers as we initially projected. So that'll be Community Groups Boot Camp. And then the next boot camp we have is, wow, I can't believe it's already August. Procreate. I felt like when I wrote that down initially, I was like, that's 6 months away.
I
And now it's
know.
just a month away.
We're July 1st. It's tomorrow, correct? Yeah. 31 days in July. Correct. July 1st is tomorrow. That's the 6 month mark. That is it.
The
Now we're in
June
7th.
25th is, oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, July 2nd. I had to Google it because I actually might schedule a post about it. July 2nd is the halfway point of the year.
Well, if you saw my free content calendar I drop in the group, it's also on there as well.
But just, I'm so sorry. I think this year is flying by.
Oh, done flown by. Done flown by.
The next collab is the first collab where we actually restricted signups. That is for two reasons. I want 100% participation rate. Also, it is hard to search hashtags. It's glitchy. So we thought if we had you register, limited the registration, and then I put those in a spreadsheet with clickable links, we could get not only a higher percentage participation rate, we could also get more comments per post, and not that whole like I'm participating and nobody's finding my post, which is happening. It's so frustrating for those
Sure.
people.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I
the
think it'll
pipe,
be
go ahead.
the thing is, it's already filled up. But the people, the ones who have filled it up, I'm expecting to see you there with me on that day.
They had to click a button that said, if I sign up, I will participate because I'm taking somebody else's spot.
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I asked people to come up with some new collab ideas, and they had some really interesting ideas.
Which do you have remember any off the top of the
I
head?
know initially it was charity. Did we do that one like pipe, like a charity close to your heart type thing?
No, we did do choose somebody you wanted to give free cookies to. That was as close to the charity as we've probably gotten. And you chose someone. We ended up going to the Seasons 52 and baking for the,
That was a Thanksgiving collab.
but that was the as close to the charity as we got, and that's what we did. Choose somebody you want to thank.
I like that. Here are some ideas. Um, Recreate one of your first cookies, which we did that a couple years
We
ago.
did. We did. I did. Bob the Blob recreated the heart.
I thought this one is interesting, Donna. A self-portrait cookie that can't be printed. So you have to
That
pipe
would
yourself.
be very tough for me.
Okay, Donna also had a cookie inspired by your favorite song.
Ah, I gotta find a favorite song.
Good night. Josh Groban is going to be the
Oh
cookie.
yeah, yeah, probably Josh.
You could do a Christmas song. A cookie of an object from a movie, and people have to guess the movie. I thought that was fun.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Uh,
That would be hard.
this one would be funny. Opposite hand only cookie.
Oh, that's
One, she
hilarious.
says,
Yeah.
do it with your dominant hand and then do it with your non-dominant hand. So you make two cookies. One,
Oh, so it shows you
that'd be
that for
tiny.
those ambidextrous people out there, they would
Oh yeah, that'd
do.
be slaying. A cookie decorated like a drop cookie. A sugar cookie decorated like a drop cookie. Your favorite ice cream place in town. Your favorite restaurant in town. So that's kind of the Main Street collab, like I said.
Yeah. Hmm.
Say goodbye to summer. Decorate a cookie related to your favorite summer activity or event.
Oh, into that one, we could do pipe your favorite season. And that would be getting to know your audience or your audience getting to know you.
Mhm. This one is a spin-off of the Main Street, a local business your business couldn't live without. So a baking supply store, a chiropractor, a coffee shop, a local landmark. That's interesting. A landmark. We never done that.
That's like Main Street. A lot of
Uh-huh.
people were doing landmarks.
It's kind of like that pipe apart too, because you're telling
Yeah.
people about things.
Yeah.
Baker's guilty pleasure. Bonus if you can associate it with like a business, like a bookstore and nail spa.
I guess that goes into the hobby one that we're doing. Guilty pleasure hobby.
True, true. So those are the ideas. Thank you guys for pitching those. We'll have to pick one soon because August is upon us.
August is upon us.
The quote, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. The next thing I dropped the digital downloads is a kit of 7 printable files. And all those print files match each other. So they're all within a theme. So if you download one kit file, like we did fall favorites and we did a Halloween one, they all match. So you get the STL, you get the the transfer sheet, you get a social media, it all matches, right? You get a cookie card, cookie backer, things like that. The one I thought would be fun for the next series of digital downloads is thank you cookies, but very specifically tied to the service industry of people that support your home. And so that's nice for you to give to your own people that help your home, but it's
Yeah.
also for like pop-ups and pre-sales for your clients to buy those around Christmas time. The first example is the trash company. And
Yeah.
it says, thank you for keeping it clean. And I made a little kawaii trash bin with some,
Every year I do gift my trash men, there's three of them, cookies and cash. Just say thank
hilarious.
y'all. But yeah, it'd be cute if it was more themed. Usually I'm just throwing something in there that's Christmassy-ish.
Yeah. So I thought I would do trash company, which I just did, mail,
Yeah.
UPS or FedEx, like delivery, And then what was the other one? Maybe cleaning company. I haven't decided yet.
I like that. I do gift the mail person something because I don't get a ton of packages. So the UPS and FedEx, and they're always different people, which is crazy. I don't know if we're like in the middle of a route where someone gets to pick and choose, but it's
Yeah.
never the same people.
Yeah, so that's the digital download. So you can, our digital downloads is a membership. It's $10 a month. But if you signed up today for $10, you get this kit and every other kit I've dropped, which I think this is the 10th one of these
Nice,
kits.
nice. I'm gonna try to recreate it on a cookie. I
I would
I
love to see
baked it
it.
yesterday.
I would love to see it. I made my first video and I had AI generate. I find if you submit to AI very clean graphics. So I made that trash can in Illustrator, right? So I had perfectly
Yes.
clean lines. Then I say, turn this into, I said, a prompt was like, turn this into a cookie and incorporate icing mistakes. It looked terrible. And I was like, reduce icing mistakes by 80%. And then it looked pretty legit. I had texted to you and you said, wow, it even incorporated the dough spread.
Yeah, it did. Like it's almost like if someone did pipe to the edges, you could
Hmm.
see the dough behind what you had shown.
Yeah, I felt like Star Trek, reduce mistakes by 80%. And so then I made a video and said, could you get, it was my first video, guys. It's my
It
first
was
video.
great. It was great. I went and hyped you up with all the accounts I had.
We also dropped last week. I added a bunch of transfers to your membership and we did the Summer Ween class kit, which is the last of our intermediate series, I think you kind of said.
Yeah, we're going back to beginner just for the ease of it. We have to take feedback and we have to pivot when the feedback comes in. And I wasn't married to intermediate. I like beginner classes too. So we're going back to beginner classes for the rest of the year. The next one's a lemon themed. Sweet Pink Olive has already sent me the cutters. They're not here yet. So before you say, where is it? I have not received them. So there's a few steps in between before I can get it to Heather, but it will be a lemon theme, which seems to be trendy right now.
How many hours do you think you put into getting the cookie, baking it, decorating it, and photoing it for the kids? I
It
think
takes
this is a 40-hour project.
2 full days
2 full
to
8-hour
bake
days?
it. Yes, to bake it, to photo every step of it, to decorate 2 sets before I know what steps need to be decorated for the PowerPoint,
So
to
you
take
do
the
three
PowerPoint step.
sets technically?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I track it. When get a class kit from Corey, if I start my day working on the class kit, I do take a lunch break. It will be a 10-hour day minus an hour for lunch. But like the class kits just take a lot of steps. And if you guys have ever made your own class kit, you say, oh, I understand why this is easier to buy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the Summer Halloween class kit is super cute. It's the cross between Halloween and summer. So they've got a ghost eating a watermelon. If you wanted to, someone had mentioned that they were teaching the class, but they wanted to use a transfer for that watermelon. I added those to your membership as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think you had actually a transfer watermelon
Listen,
already in
there's going to
there.
be a watermelon and there's going to be a pumpkin.
Was that
You're
you
going to
said?
find it in 20 iterations. Oh, but the lemon cookie class kit, I saw a preview of it. The lemonade class is a fun little summery vibe. Definitely taking you into July and August. But that one looked cute too.
Yeah, very cute. So diving into the topic, don't you have a quote?
I have a quote, and it says, never wrestle with a pig. You both get dirty, but the pig likes it. And that's a really common quote. I think we said it growing up. But I want to
Yeah.
say, like, again, we're taking a topic that's buzzy right now, or whatever, and applying it to local service-based businesses because we can always apply something to ourselves and learn a lesson. And I always love learning lessons from other people's maybe missteps, and so that we don't have to take those missteps. And that's what today's podcast is on. My challenge to you is if you feel entitled to getting into the drama with people in the comment sections of groups, please understand that you leave yourself wide open to that drama coming back at you.
Yeah, drama doesn't flow just one way. It flows both ways. If you've been under a rock, you have noticed that the cake pop world is alive and well and popping with drama this week. It seems like every industry or every vertical of baking has its drama every other week. So it might be sourdough, and then it might be drop cookies
When
and
was the
sugar
last
cookies.
sourdough drama?
There was sourdough drama. I followed it for a while.
What is
You
their
you
drama?
took
What
my
made me mad? You guys are too busy trying to keep it alive.
that problem is you stole my idea, but you can only do so much stuff with sourdough. So, I don't know. It's what's out there is already out there. In the cake pop world this week, a large creator on TikTok, I think is where it originated, had said someone stolen her recipe. And this was a small creator. I don't think she had a ton of followers at the time. I don't know what.
77,000.
That's more than I could say. Larger than me.
Small relative
Small,
when you're really
small,
small.
quote unquote. But she'd only started K-Pops 2 weeks ago, and she had shared a recipe in hopes to hit the algorithms just right. Sharing, techniques. I do that all the time. If you're on the sugar cookie marketing socials, sharing techniques is a great way to promote saves, to get followers. So it's definitely a content bucket I try to grab from all the time. Granted, there's not a ton of flavors in sugar cookies, so I can't really pull from that bucket. I only work with vanilla, so grab your vanilla bean paste and pour. That's about as far as I could go. With cake pops, there is no end to the amount of different recipes, whether it be vanilla, sheet cake, chocolate lava, pistachio. There's a million different flavor combinations you could do out there, and customers really love it, especially if, you can get really creative with sugar cookies, and don't get me wrong, you can get creative with cake pops. But if you are just doing circle cake pops like me, what you're trying to sell people on is the taste. Like the taste is great. I
I
can
feel
make
like
custom
sugar
tastes.
cookie bakers are like the design, the design. And I
Yeah.
feel like cake pop people and they're getting crazy with their designs as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, mind blowing.
Right. I think typically it's been the taste, but now you got
The
the
for
taste and the
people like
design.
me who like grimace when someone says they want to order of cake pops, we're like the taste.
Don't worry about the design.
The
It's
design.
crying, but that was a part of it. The
So what
crack is a
happens?
part of the design.
Yes. What happens is this smaller creator post a Fruity Pebbles recipe that she had created and shared the recipe in her caption in hopes to get some more followers and a few more shares and saves. Another creator, this larger creator, has about 700, 800,000 followers on her social media, assumed that this smaller creator had stolen her recipe. She takes to the internet and has her internet army go and report the other girl's account. From my understanding, this is what happened.
I
She
don't think
does
so.
give
I think
her,
she sent a DM and said, take it down or I'll sue you. And I'm paraphrasing. I always tell people when I'm like retelling something, please understand it's like a bunch of, I can't remember anything. So just my vibes.
she does. She sends her a message on Instagram and gives her 7 minutes to either respond or take the video down, but says she's going to go with legal action because this recipe is apparently copywritten. The internet. Okay. Honestly, that goes the smaller creator deletes the video, just like how the larger created won it. But what she didn't plan for was the smaller creator is in a Walmart parking lot in her car, sobbing. Like sobbing, where you're like, wow, that's a genuine sob. There's fake crying. She's real crying. Those
Mhm.
are crocodile tears, real or fake. Whatever the real ones are, she was doing those ones. And she's
When
like,
my
this.
upper eyelid starts getting swollen, that's a real,
Yeah.
like when this,
When my throat closes or does where it feels like I swallowed a rock, a giant rock. That's how you know it's real. And I can't get the words out, so it doesn't even matter. So she's sobbing. What she ends up saying is, I didn't ever buy the recipe. I can't even show you the receipt. I didn't buy her recipe. I just put together this Fruity Pebble recipe. She says I stole it and she's planning to sue me. I just started this 2 weeks ago and now I'm so sad. That's basically the gist of her video. Okay, the internet, who loves uh what the crazy thing
trauma.
about algorithms is it will drop you any old place. You can say, I've never made or eaten a cake pop before, and it will land you on a video of cake pops. And you're like, wow, why am I here? Oh,
Which
this
is
girl's
the
crying. Let me
danger
stay for it.
of the algorithm is it feeds the monster, right? So likely this thing could have been resolved in DMs. Okay, someone takes it publicly, but then the other party takes it publicly, and then the algorithm's like, let's just take this to everybody. Let's just bring everybody into this. All opinions are great. What do you have to say on this? You person
Oh
who's
yeah.
a cake pop in your
And
life?
we tell you, and I punch the air why I can't pull from the drama content bucket.
Yep, when I
And
say it, it's so tempting because it does so well, but it is a double-edged sword of unpredictability.
it is a double-edged sword. And Heather will say it till the day she dies. How you get them is how you keep them. Here's the thing. This post of this smaller creator blows up and people are going over. The crazy est part is the larger creator did make a video about the smaller creator. She didn't like add her or anything, but says someone stole my recipe and they put it in their caption. So people are putting two and two together. No one named each other, but people have put two and two together. And it has, I want to say, it has blown up insanely everywhere. Even in the local community groups I'm in, I'm seeing Fruity Pebbles cake pops
Adding
recipe.
on to that, Fruity Pebbles, the company, drops its recipe again. I guess it's been out for a long time. Again, a lot of this is just hearsay and drama, stockpiling or whatever. But then, okay, as it turns out, the bigger creator dirty deletes a couple videos, turns off comments, which signals something that lets people run with their own thoughts, and then posts an apology video that left to interpretation people did not like. The internet judge, jury, and executioner has weighed heavily and said no. Okay. And then with the fallout of that, more on a industry based level, the collaborations with the bigger creator, people are cutting them off. Okay. Just fuels fire everywhere. Drama, popcorn, extra butter, extra
More like
salt.
cake pops, extra Fruity Pebbles.
So, okay. That's the gist of the story. And I'm sure if you're living under a rock or a cake pop, you've seen it probably hitting your feed. And now it's just a bunch of people that have nothing to do with anything, just leaving opinion. Okay, that is the drama. At the same time, the salon world is going through the drama where a girl goes to the salon, hates her haircut, leaves a
I
bad
saw
review
that
on Google.
too. I saw that
Because
too.
it's just a because it's the algorithm. It's like
Yeah.
this is the last time I've been involved in a salon drama. Never has the algorithm brought all sides to my feed. Yeah. So the girl goes, leaves a bad review, but also links to her TikTok in the bad review. In her review on the TikTok, which I'm not sure if you're allowed to do or not, never named the salon, just said she had a bad experience, right? So she did leave the salon a 1-star review and then writes this experience, but never, ever, ever names anyone, I guess. Except for the salon, this hairstylist gets her, I guess even her boyfriends, her friends, her other stylists to go to the comment section of
The
that
pro
TikTok.
Let me give you some
Yeah,
background.
you're a drama girl.
Oh, I will stop on a drama post and I will listen. You will not see my name anywhere. I will not like anything, but I will have listened to every side 42 times and have formed an opinion. The lady had gone to a junior stylist, which a junior stylist is just learning. So you do save money on the haircut, but then you run the risk that this person is learning on you. The junior stylist finds this TikTok of the lady and does a very nice, like, hey, I'm so sorry you didn't like your haircut. I'm a junior stylist. I'm still learning. I would love to offer you the complimentary haircut that we talked about over the phone. Please, if you would like to come, I would like to fix this issue.
Let me
Okay.
tell you, that's the same concept of I messed up your cookies. I'll give you a discount on a future cookie. Like, I'm sorry, the current ones are messed up. Why would I? Especially when it's your hair. But okay, go on.
Right. So, unfortunately, the junior stylist posted a pretty nice comment, to
Okay.
say like, my bad, I'm learning. Never accusing the client of like, how dare you come with a wet head of hair and give me that to work with. She says, it was my
Well,
bad.
we
If
not
you'd
allowed to
like to
come with
come
a wet head of
in.
hair?
I have no idea. That's how much I don't go into a salon.
Okay.
I think I've gone once in the last 2 years to a haircut, and he thought he knew me, and he did not. So we were like, you know, talking, and he was like, "What are you doing? Your hair's so dry." And I was like, "This is my first time here." He's like, "Oh, I thought someone you knew
That's so
I knew."
embarrassing. Why's your hair dry?
Anyways, it was dry. The problem is her friends and her boyfriend do come to her aid in the comment section, and it goes a little left of
Oh.
center, left
So
of
she, the
center.
salon stylist, did right.
She did right, but she wrote a very nice comment, like, "I'd like to make it right. I'm a junior stylist, learning on you. Thought you knew that, but
Everyone has a camera.
oh, everybody has a camera." So
Now
that
everyone has
leads
to use
us.
meta glasses. We're going.
Oh, Metaglass. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That leads us to the topic at hand. Because social media is now so prevalent, people are wearing their cameras on their eyeglasses with meta glasses, and people have their phones on at all times. There is a time where we used to be like, hopefully, you never end up on social media in a bad light. Now it's not so much that, it's
It's a
when
part of the
will you
business
end
model.
up? Yes, you will end up on social media in some form or fashion. It might not take the world by storm, but it could take your small local community by storm. And the same principles that you would need to do if you hired a giant PR firm, which is thousands and thousands of dollars to do reputation management. We don't have that in our small bakery wallets.
Add
But
another hat to your 17 PR
another
firm.
say you are a PR manager. Congratulations. The same thing is being prepared before it happens to you, because when it does happen to you, it is going to feel like you are on a a deserted island by yourself and you're going to be
Except for you're on the
emotional
deserted island, but there's 12 jurors deciding whether you live or die.
and the sharks are in the water.
Right. It's just an overwhelming, and it would be different if we were robots or part of the Borg. But that kind of stuff happening to you is extremely triggering. It gets a lot of emotional juices flowing really fast, and then it almost creates tunnel vision. In motorcycles, people will say, "Have you ever been in an accident?" And you say, "No, and I never will. I'm really safe." And then they'll always say, "It's not if, it's when." You will
Yeah.
be in an accident, and it doesn't matter if you're really safe or not. It is not if, it is when. And that is the same thing with bakers. And you're like, well, I'm not on TikTok, so this doesn't apply to me. No, 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 no. You are on the internet. You have a review profile on Facebook. You have a comment section on Facebook. You have a Google business profile because you're listening and putting in all the marketing things. You are, by lack of not even being on TikTok, it doesn't matter. People can still make a video about you.
I want to say that opinion-based content performs well, but you know what's the number one opinion-based thing on the human body? Taste buds. And you cannot, no matter what you do, make every single taste bud happy. So regardless if you think like, no, I just bake sugar cookies, someone's going to not like them. Somebody is not going to like them, not because they don't like you, but because maybe your cookies are too soft, they're too pretty, they melted in the mouth too well. You cannot make everyone happy. So the chance that you end up on the wrong side of an opinion-based piece is extremely high, especially when the algorithms are telling people we are rewarding dramatic content. So keep creating drama. Now it's just people are pulling. There was another post that went viral, and this girl, she was a pretty big creator, said, Crumble Cookie, one of those brands, one of the big brick and mortars, threw my cookies at me. It's so funny. The Crumble Cookie that she went to posted the recording, and not one cookie was thrown. It was literally placed in a box
Hmm.
in front of her. But because the algorithms are saying create drama content, because drama content keeps people on the platform, people are pulling from every angle to create something dramatic so that they can hit the feeds, grow the following, get the brand deals, get paid for the views. And that's what you have to be armed with moving forward, even as a small local baker that can't ship cookies, that can only service the zip code 22192.
If you
It's going
listen,
to happen.
If you listen to last week's podcast in the gossip section, it was that company that was half a cafe or half a plant-based thing. Like, and
Yes.
the anonymous nickname poster said he screenshots everything that makes her look good. It's a women's group, and says, hey, everyone, let's stockpile and get angry at this company. Had she worded it better, she could have gotten a little internet army going, and she was still in the wrong. So you
Yeah.
see the risk here is the if then when is even if you play every single card correctly, it can still happen to you. So this is what today's podcast is on, is if it happens, regardless of if you did everything by the book. So our point one is, and probably what every single one of these instances could benefit from, is
Yeah.
pause before you post or comment. Even though our radius is small, we're not on TikTok, the memory is forever, and longer than the memory is the screenshots.
The screenshots are ever when something happens, whether someone says that person stole my photo, that you used AI to create your menu, stiffed me a cookie when I needed, it is a feels like an attack. And because we feel attacked, we go on the defensive, and then we feel the need to do a rebuttal right away because we're trying to save
I
our
got to
valor.
defend myself.
I
If they're
have
gaining
to.
traction, I'm losing my footing. That's what it feels like.
People, yes. So what we do in the heat of the moment, you know what? The cake pop lady, her recipe might have been similar to the other ladies, but because she posted with such haste, she wasn't able to sit down with facts that maybe a few things were different. But she said, that looks word for word for mine. I'm going to make a video about it. And that's what blew up. If you see something online, and I see a lot of local bakers maybe be like, I saw someone using my photo, and you post with a lot of angst, and you don't get to control the conversation. You only get to control your caption.
Mm.
People can run and go and harass somebody else. And that's what you're like. I see bakers come back. Please, guys, don't harass her. I reached out. She said she was sorry, but it's too late. Damage done.
Mhm.
Relationship broken.
in the example of the cake pop one, I think the biggest supporting argument for this pause before you post is that in the apology video, and maybe it was one of the deleted ones, it was I gave her plenty of time to respond and I didn't get a response. Unfortunately, the smaller creator had screenshotted receipts with timestamps, and the internet is forever, and it's just
Yeah.
and it had been 7 minutes. The I gave her some time and I didn't respond turned out to be around 7 minutes. So that was no time. And now you can see that when emotions run high, like have you ever been in a car accident, right? And you don't
Mhm.
remember anything around you because you create tunnel vision because the brain is like, I'm focused on survival here. And I think when we have these kind of internet issues,
Yeah.
these internet backlash, you kind of create the tunnel vision. And you've got to, I gotta say something now. I gotta do it. And you're not able to release that tunnel vision. And the only way to get emotions down is time.
Is time. Just
Adrenaline. Have you ever seen? I'm sorry, you probably have, but I know I exclusively. Ever come around a corner and there's a policeman there?
see him every day around 5 o'clock when my husband pulls him out.
Adrenaline. Oh yeah, adrenaline. When her husband's a police officer, adrenaline. It's secreted in your body so instantaneously. It's almost
Oh,
something like, but the
that
countdown.
they call adrenaline dump like when you don't get pulled over, but now your body has to do something with the adrenaline that it hurts my legs. My legs will
For
physically
30 minutes one time with that motorcycle I did almost rear end somebody. It was I bad on me. I didn't know the law. When it's a double yellow line and there's a fire truck oncoming, the opposite traffic has to stop for the fire truck.
You
I didn't know
didn't
that.
know that unless there's a divided median.
I thought that was for sure. I know the school bus laws. This was a fire truck.
No, yeah, if there is nothing in between you, you got to stop in case they need to cross over.
Let me tell you, everyone stopped but me. This motorcycle didn't have ABS, so it's really easy to skid out. I'm
Yeah.
locking up the brakes. You can hear, but okay, if you ever ridden a motorcycle, all four appendages have a job. Right is throttle, left is brake, right foot is brake. I don't know, whatever. I was so shaky. I had to pull off on the side of the road
Oh,
because I couldn't shift. I had to wait. I just
yeah.
had to sit down.
Yeah, no, there is nothing like it. And the same adrenaline that Heather faced on her almost near death experience is the same adrenaline you would get if you wake up and find that someone made a video about you. Adrenaline doesn't know a difference. It
It
says,
is
well,
survival. It is.
we you might be dying or you might be the crux of someone's
We
drama.
don't know. We're going to give you some extra energy. Just go. Go really quick. So when you pause, that adrenaline's still sitting in you, and the feeling is miserable because you feel like it feels like the same thing. Like my body's telling me to run and do something or reply to
Yeah.
something or post something, but I'm being told to go against what my brain is telling me as survival. And it's always important to know, like lizard brain, like that was great when a lion was chasing you. Now in the
Yeah.
age of the internet, it's not, while the brain is saying, hey, listen, we're going to give you some extra adrenaline. Go, go, go. The
Yeah.
internet is different. We're not in the same, there's no bear behind us.
Instead of running with your legs, we're running with our thumbs, and that's the problem.
So you guys may say, I don't get how I'm not selling recipes. No, no, no. We're going to bring it back to the macro scale. You get the bad review from a local customer, and you do that like you go to the baker group that's not managed, and you said, "Here's what happened." And every single baker's like, they're just trying to scam you. They're just trying to get free cookies. And you take that energy because you've only given it 30 minutes, and you go to this review and you write the very curt lawyer speak, and I refuse to, and here's every reason you're wrong. And what you've replied to is this infraction, high adrenaline, no time, no thought, with a bunch of baker haters behind you telling you, yeah, yeah, stick it to them.
Stick
Tell
it to
them,
them.
but what you've signaled to everyone else working with you is that when I have a problem with this baker, I risk it not being resolved and I am shamed for that problem.
Yeah, Heather remembers this. This was when I was brand spanking new. Someone asked in a local group, "Can anyone make these firearm shaped cookies? My husband's getting a promotion." Hey, totally fine. A bunch of bakers were like, "I can, I can, I can." Of course, I'm gonna throw my hat in there. I was brand spanking new, no orders coming in, desperate at the point. So I said, "Oh yeah, I think I can make those for you." End up making them for her. She was happy. She goes about her way. I got my fifth sale, whatever that was. I can't remember back in the day. Okay, she does something rather nice, which normally would go very well for me, but she posts a picture of the cookies in a group and says, "Thank you at," and at the time, the Crumb Cookies for making these cookies. The comments go haywire. Not the way, not, wow, she did really well. The comments are like, how dare she make these firearm shaped cookies? I'm stressing, texting Heather, Heather, what do I do? Look, I'm in this group. I don't know what to do. And Heather said, just step away from it. It'll die. It'll die down. No one's, if you don't add fuel to the fire, there's no fire to fuel.
The drama basis, and if you're wondering who's watching and reading the drama, it's these two right here, you and
Yeah.
I. I'm texting Corey, do you see this? Do you see that? Do you see this random? And we get to bed on Saturday. But like, did anyone see about the salon? Salon? Anybody? Because it's just not a lot going on. When you add those responses that enrage, that add more heat, like Corey said, fuel the fire, you are feeding the beast. The machine wants more drama. And those quick replies, they add to the drama. I'm gonna use you as an example here. Okay, the two creators, the likelihood of them to cross paths in the real world are next to none.
Yes.
That's why I tend to date people really far away. The odds of us having to have that awkward conversation at a gym, never gonna happen.
Yeah. Smart, smart.
Corey has a local community group, hyper local. We talk about it all the time. It's a great way to generate leads. The community group is run the exact same way as a sugar cookie marketing group. Sales are limited, but Corey really wanted to keep the sales day around because she thought it helped create community. But if you post outside the sales day, it says you're going to be removed, no exceptions, right? Just what it is. When you join the group, you read the rules, right? So she had someone break the rules, ban them from the group, which is protocol. It's what we've done for these 5 years. You'll never guess who moved in next door.
Four doors down. Four doors down. I could see her moving in.
Here's the thing is that small business will cross paths with the person they've offended. So we as small
Absolutely.
business, that person who placed the order with you has friends that live next door to you, and they'll be at your market tomorrow. They'll be at the market next week. They'll drive past your pop up. They'll be you guys will cross paths.
They'll become your neighbor.
Literally, that is risk. Corey sent me a picture. She's like, "Oh no," which is funny because you didn't do anything wrong.
I didn't do anything wrong, and if she says one thing, I will have a conversation with her. It wasn't like I went and the great thing is I didn't go bad mouth her online. So now where I'm like I have to hide in my house. No, all of it was just taken care of. And is it going to be awkward that she's my neighbor? Yeah, but that tells you in this small world that we live in, especially in our local communities that we service, to think you'll never run into the comment, someone comments something, you comment something, to think you'll never run into those people. And me and Heather live in a very populated space. And me and Heather have run into people like from this local community group. Me and Heather one time went to Tyson's Mall. That's not near us. That's about 40 minutes away from us. Someone from that group messages Heather, are you guys sitting at Coastal Flats?
Yeah, we were.
We were.
Yeah.
So that's the crazy part. You think that you have this security behind a screen that no one can reach through and get you. No, you do not know where your body is going to end up, whether you go into a restaurant and see somebody you know, whether you walk into your farmer's market and somebody that you wronged online shows up there. That's what you have to keep in mind.
You might say, well, the person who left the review, the person who got into it with me, they're wrong. And they could be. And they could be 100% wrong. They could be liars saying you threw the cookies at them.
The customer is not always right. And me and Heather will say that. They're not always right.
If your response was sent to the head of the farmer's market, would you be embarrassed by how you spoke? Because that's actually who's also reading your replies. That's what the impact, you think you're talking to this one person. No. We're talking to everybody. Corey and I, professional lurkers. I'm reading all sides of the story. You'll never know I was here. I leave no trace. But we're developing like, ooh, how did that reply go? We have talked about in the podcast years ago, the pizza place that sold a lady a bunch of food and the food arrived subpar. She leaves a 3-star review.
3-star review. He wants to remake the burger, takes it to her, a remade burger, because he had her address because it was a delivery. She's not expecting a burger at the late hours of the night and ends up writing a review that she felt like the man was stalking her, trying to force her to eat this burger to give him a 5-star review. It takes off. Like it got on the Wendy Williams show. That's how big this one got.
The tiniest pizza place imaginable in Northern Virginia. This is on a national. It actually made international because I think I saw it European.
It did.
Right. Because we got a woman who said I had a bad experience, 3 stars, which isn't the worst experience. Most people forget there's 2, 3, and 4 stars, right? We only see 5 and 1. And then here's a guy coming late at night, pounding on her door, saying, "Open up." Yeah, it looks bad. But it grew legs and it ran until Corey decided, against my will, to go there and see if we could help him change because his response to this was terrible. He became exceptionally defensive. We even said, "Can you stop replying? Can you just stop doing what you're doing? You're defensive and you are only reaffirming that you are the problem." Because defensiveness,
Yeah, as two
defensiveness.
lurkers that me and Heather are. And I said, I have got to see this crazed pizza dude, burger man, in person when I walked into this tiny pizza joint. One, it was empty, so awkward, because it became desolate after this review went viral. I saw a very sad young man, probably my age, standing behind the cash register, and that was the person, the owner. And I said, "Dude, are you the owner?" And he was like, first he lied and said no, and I don't blame him. And I was like, yeah, I said, I would like to help whoever the owner was, because you're adding fuel to the fire and this isn't going to go away. It's just growing. And he was like, no, wait, it was me. And I was like, I feel really bad for you.
You'll never guess. The strategy we gave him is the same one we're giving you. And I'm happy to report that pizza place still in business. Ironically, moved next to Corey.
Move next to me. I can't get away from it
A
now.
staple in the neighborhood. People really like the product.
Yeah.
My cat's back in the move.
And that was 8 years ago. So they were able to come out of that, not because they were doing the right thing, but because they listened to these steps and allowed me and Heather to take over the social medias. And we took the access away from him and its comments.
Right. So again, when you're hyper local, there's no anonymity. Can you hear the cat just bellowing?
No.
Oh, God. Okay. So pause before you post. Point two, respond to the audience, not the reviewer, which is what we're kind of talking about. Oh my goodness.
No one can hear it. Can't hear it
I
on my end.
can. It's just the louder I talk, he hates my voice.
He
I don't blame
hates
him
your
either.
voice. So
But
Heather's
respond
saying,
to the audience and not to the reviewer. If Corey and I get in a spat, which happens, I'm talking directly to her. Also, that thing she did to me 15 years ago, right?
yes.
We're in the mud together. We're the two pigs
When
wrestling.
Heather kicked me in the womb, I'm bringing that up.
Yeah. Yeah. One time I slapped Corey in the face. She brings it up constantly, and we were like 10.
I've only been punched in the nose once. Heather did it on
What
a
did you do?
bus.
What did you do?
I pantsed her. I
Publicly.
pantsed her on the bus. She punched me, but my nose started
Punishment? That's a
bleeding.
cause.
I swear you caused my nosebleeds because I didn't have one before, but I've had them after.
You know what? You're welcome. Just don't panic. A bad review feels personal, but people are reading it and deciding whether to walk up to your table next week. Let's say you do a vendor market.
Yeah.
That review that is personal is not personal at all. It's actually being broadcasted to a lot of people. There was a local baker who got a DM that felt like a spam because spam DM, you can kind of pick up on it. Feels like it's too short. It uses
Yeah. How much do you want for this? Can you bake this tomorrow?
It's still available.
Yeah.
The bakers said, and we always say, just don't engage with spammers. One, what's the point? It's just wasting your time. She was like, I think a few expletives and then, bleep you spammer. Well, it
Yeah.
wasn't a spammer. It was not a spammer. It was a real person, but she had blocked the person. So the person, like, we had that should have kind of lived locally, but okay, blocking, you can't have a dialogue. The person took it back to a foodies group of tens of thousands of people and said, is this how they treat them? Right. That little small infraction became a massive opinion piece, right?
Opinion piece. And that's the crux of this is me and Heather doesn't even bake at all. She's not making cake pops. Me and Heather aren't going to salons and getting our haircuts. Me and Heather aren't always buying pizza from local pizza joints, but we're there forming opinions in the comment section based off of just the content that the creators have made. So when you're talking from one person to the other, when you feel wrong, so you make a video talking to the person who wronged you, we are sitting there like an audience in a movie theater, watching this go down, forming opinions on both based on you talking to another person. You've made it public, you've put it on our plates, and now we're digesting it. What you want to do in this situation is you'll never change the mind of the person who doesn't like you. They do not like you. They thought your cookies were dry. Unless your cookies become wetter, you're not going to change your recipe based on one person. So what you want to do is talk to the audience, the people who believe in you, the people who are like, this is so unlike, I don't think she would act like this. This isn't of the character of her. We've usually had a good experience. You're not talking to the person who already says they'll never buy from you again. They are a lost cause. There's no need to talk to them directly. If you make a video, you want to talk to your audience. hey guys, and I'm just paraphrasing. Me and Heather are not a PR team at all in any sense of the word,
We've
but we
lived
have
our fair share of heat.
gone through our fair share. Hey guys, there's this recommendation or someone doesn't recommend me, and you can see that going around. I just want to appreciate everyone who does recommend me. I've, love my recipe. It came from my grandma. It's a staple in my thing. Thank you for your continued support. Close. Book closed. Chapter closed. We're moving on.
Corey's getting into my point three, which is speak once, disappear. To be like, but, no. That one speak though has to be well rounded.
Me and Heather.
I'm sorry. Back to your one point though. I'll say this: if I don't like somebody and they offer recourse, I'll like them again.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You know what? You can change my
Mhm.
my positioning on you. You can change my positioning on you doing
We
that.
went to the beach, me and my three sisters. So it was the four of us, and there's this just hole in the wall local watering hole restaurant that's become a tradition to start the beach trip at this place. It's called the Ocean View Pier Restaurant. Love it. Terrible experience every time. Love it. We'll always go back. So we go there. The Diet Coke machine wasn't just down; it was down bad. I don't know.
I want to tell you, the Miracle family is the connoisseur of the Diet Coke. We can taste, if you put a bunch of Diet Coke, I can tell you if it's fountain, if it's a can, if it's a bottle, or if it's a glass bottle. That's how fine-tuned these taste buds are to the El Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm. So this probably was a Diet Pepsi anyway. So we're already on the left foot, not the right. But it was flat. Something was old and it tasted like mold. I don't know. It just wasn't good, right? Whatever. It happens all the time. Not a big thing. But my little sister had a huge problem with it because it was what she had been looking forward to for the 4 hour drive. So she says to the lady, "Hey, there's something wrong with Diet Coke," hoping for some sort of recourse. She didn't want to drink it. Corey and I hate confrontation, so sometimes we'll suffer through
I'll sip the top.
sometimes I'll suffer through a Coke Zero to get to a Diet Coke refill. But my little sister said, "No, I don't want to drink this. I think something's way wrong with it." She says to the waitress, "Something's wrong with the Coke. Is there any way I could get another one?" And she's like, "Well, it'll be exactly the same." As if to now, and it put her in such a foul mood because Summer's like, now she's making me feel like the dumb person, the idiot.
But I think what happened with the waitress, she thought Summer was making her feel like a dumb person. She took it personally
Mm-hmm.
when it should have been, we should be
It should
blaming
have
where
been
the
Summer
fountain it came
waitress
from.
against the Coke
Against
machine.
a Coke fountain thing. Like, oh
Uh-huh.
man, let me go try it again. I'm not sure if it's going to be fixed, but I appreciate you letting me know. Let's try it and see if it works better. Let me know. If Summer even got another flat chemical Diet Coke, she would have been like, well, at least she
We
tried. It
tried.
has to be
She was on
something.
my side.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that
The same
recourse
ciders.
That recourse would have gone long and far. However, the waitress replied to the personal attack. She said, you think I poured this Diet Coke from my secret Diet Coke stash and it's not good enough for you?" That's the energy she came at it with the
Right.
reply. When you make your statement, right? One, remember, you have waited a while. And I'm not talking you have waited 10 minutes. You have waited 24 hours.
Yes.
But your brain is going to tell you, no, they're talking bad about you. Maybe it's 6 hours, maybe it's 24 hours, but whatever. You're texting your twin sister and saying, "How does this sound? How does this sound to other people?"
You have to get someone so far away from like my husband could care less about my issues with someone not liking the taste of cookies. So what you want to do is find someone who's not attached to the problem. If someone's as passionate as you, you're
Wrong
going to have an
person.
issue because they're going to side with you. And that's what we don't want. We don't want an echo chamber of people like yourself. That's why when you come to the sugar cookie marketing group and you're like, guys, they want a refund because they don't like their cookie order, you're going to find the baker to be like, you took 52 hours. They deserve to pay. That's an echo chamber. That is not what you need. You need someone who has no feet in the fire, no marshmallow on the stick, no hot
Or
dog in the bun, no
no.
cake pop on a stick.
um, you will think, and people will tell you, and they'll be incorrect but slightly correct, that SEM favors the refund. The SEM being Sugar Cookie Marketer Group, thus the admins, thus me, Corey, and Amy. We favor the refund, right? Because they'll go through the comment section and they'll delete anyone that says no refund. Actually, I won't. I will not delete
I
someone
will
that
not.
says I would not refund this order. What I will delete is someone says they're trying to get one over on you. This is a scam artist. They're just trying to steal from you. These are thieves. Don't refund. Because you are not bipartisan. You
You are
are talking from a
biased.
personal experience. I can tell.
Yeah.
That energy's right there. So you are not valuable to OP, which is the original poster. You're not valuable to OP because you are not seeing it as a tertiary, unrelated third party. You are seeing it through the lens of this happened to me one time and I hated it.
Right.
But
Right. Yeah.
unlike you, you're telling someone else to do what you didn't have the
But
cojones to do.
unlike you, they won't, you don't get the blowback that they will get depending on their response. That's why
You
it's
get
so
the
easy to be like,
satisfaction. You
oh,
get the
yeah,
satisfaction
sure.
that they stuck it to them, but you don't have to deal with the fallout. And what I don't want is someone to come to Sugar Cookie Marketing, say, hey, I got this advice from this group you guys run, and it's tanked my business. What do next?
Yeah. So I won't delete when someone's like, man, I would do a 20% refund. That's totally fine. It's when you're like, they are out to be the demise of your business. That you got too much energy. You're coming at it through your own lens. And that's not helpful in a situation where someone has a lot of emotion and adrenaline going through their bones.
Back to the statement. Here's what I would stay away from. You might want to prove your point by providing very, very detailed explanation, right? So someone's like, I didn't like the cookies. Right. Okay. So they didn't like subjective. A lot of people like, some people don't. The whole soap taste, the almond
Yes.
extract soap taste.
Yeah.
You might want to say, well, here's this, and then you did this, and then that's how I've argued with my boyfriends. I've never won an argument with them. So, but it feels like we're proving our point. Like I'm providing evidence. Here's why this person's wrong. And I'm going to tell you every single way why they're wrong. However, in the example from last week's gossip column with that plant cafe, that
Hmm.
lady provided a ton of evidence that just proved she was wrong.
Yeah. Yes.
In the example of the cake pop drama, a ton of evidence was provided that proved that the OP, the bigger creator, was wrong.
And that's a hard pill to swallow because then we're backtracking. And
Because
backtracking is hard to do because things last forever. You think you've made a comment, and I'm talking local group. You think you've made a comment about this, burger trucks, burgers being too flat and dry, and that won't ever come back and bite you in the buns. That's a burger pun right there.
it was a good one.
People are screenshotting, screen recording things all of the time.
Have you seen the thing on TikTok? The anxiously attached girlfriend, and she writes the paragraph of blue text or whatever you iPhone people have. And they're like, just delete the text. The explanation, they won't read it.
Yeah.
Like that long text, it takes up the whole screen. Like just delete the text. Just write the simple statement. Just pull back. Like how that you should handle the guy who doesn't like you is how you should handle these upset clients, right? Don't pour so much energy to it. Don't beg. Don't
Well,
provide the
I heard
receipts.
this statement. Over explaining is a
It's a
form
form
of
of begging.
begging.
Yeah.
And that is so true. The more you're over explaining something, you're begging people to take your side because you're grasping at and then they did this, and then they said that, and then they did this, and then they did. Wow, this is a small pamphlet that I'm having to read through. And when it doesn't go your way, you're like, oh my goodness, this was not what I thought it was going to be. Now I have to backtrack. People are not siding with me. That's where Heather's saying the statement is short, quick, to the point, not accusatory, but saying like, "Hey, thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. Taste buds are
What I always like is thank you so much for the feedback. I'll take this back to the kitchen. But
yeah,
you're like, but that wasn't fair feedback. Okay, we're taking back to the kitchen that it wasn't fair feedback and how we're going to reply. When you add receipts and timestamps and information and explanations, it is a defensive posturing.
a defensive
You're like, but I'm not
posturing."
trying to defend myself. I'm just trying to be honest. It's defensively honest. Whatever it is, it's I'm defending myself against you. Defensiveness in business is a rough place to be. It feels right, but it also feels wrong. But the results will typically be wrong. Like there is the case, and you guys can think of it where Corey said the Crumble Cookie Company or whatever, some franchise said, no, that isn't what happened.
Yeah.
And there's cases where that makes more sense, but there are many more cases where the right and wrong is very blurry.
It's very blurry. I want to ask you, as a small baker, do you have enough money to fight a lawsuit? That sourdough drama that happened like a year or two ago ended up in a lawsuit. That the creator who was going after another sourdough baker had to take the videos down, but then she had to mount a defense, start a GoFundMe to support the lawsuit because they were taking her to court. That's where this can end up. You don't know what a simple post, a simple response can do. because we don't know the pockets of the people around us. Maybe they have a rich father-in-law who's willing to fund the whole defense. Maybe they are married to the mom who is a lawyer who does this
Or,
every day and
or
twice on
maybe
Saturday.
they just have enough time on their hands to
Yeah.
eternally drag you. Like I said, if someone offers me recourse, it really backs me off the edge. They might say, well, you were a little wrong. If they say, the other day, we went to the beach with my family, right? And the way I ordered dessert was really weird, the way I said it. You know,
Yes, you did.
yeah, I even went back and I was like, so we had ordered two desserts, but she brought out three.
Three.
Yeah. But I had said it really funny the way I did. I said it. I said it right, but I said it wrong at the same time. And then so she brings out three, and I was like, oh my goodness, I think we only ordered two. Right there. I know, well, I didn't know until later, until I thought, like, why were we left and so
Yeah.
right? She could have said, no, you ordered this. She could have easily said that, and she wouldn't have been totally wrong.
Yeah.
The way I ordered it was kind of funny. But she said, you know what? I'm billing you guys for two, but you're going to eat three.
I made a post to Sugar Cookie Marketing and I said, one thing I know for sure, I'm going to give you a refund because you are not going to stress me out over a dozen cookies. Take that money and run. I will
Buying your
not get
piece
those
back.
hours.
You're not,
Buy that's
you're
you
not
that's the
telling the client you're right. You're telling the client you're not worth my brain space fighting this. You're not telling the
yes.
client this actually. We're just saying it to ourselves, right?
That is so true. Here's the thing. I've been doing this for a long time. Every time I make an order, and I want to tell you, every single time I make an order, I always am second guessing myself. What if they hate it? And if you are a baker like me, you are doing that too. And what I say to myself, well, Corey, worst case scenario, they'll have the cookies and they'll have their money and you'll have your piece and you can go forward. Do I have to refund all the time? Absolutely not. But in my brain, it is something that adds so much peace to me because I will not lose sleep over flour, sugar, and eggs mixed together. That's just not going to be me. When you take it to the grave with you, you have to make sure that you're willing to fight that long con of battle. They can be your worst nightmare because if they take the time, every time someone goes in a community group and asks for a sugar cookie baker, and they take the time to either DM the person, say, don't choose this company, or publicly say, I had a bad experience with, you don't control that. That is out of your control. You can control the narrative on your Facebook page. But here's the thing. What are you going to make a post about it every single day? Hey, don't listen to this. No, you have to make sales. Your pre-sales, Christmas is coming. Your classes need to be filled up. But what they can do is make the time, and that's dangerous
Mm-hmm.
because it's already stressful trying to grow a business and do the marketing. But now you're going to add someone who's doing the opposite. Like every time I do something, they do something else. Whoa. Whoa. I don't got the
Adding
energy.
on to that one, you are hastily on. Everyone's a keyboard warrior, right? We're all going to sit behind a screen and be like, what I say doesn't have any repercussions on me beyond this screen and this keyboard. People on the internet are crazy. So the bigger creator said, I've been getting a ton of death threats. We don't know. We know that's not fair, right? So you stole my recipe and now I'm being threatened with my life. You might say, well, that's still just a keyboard warrior. There are people out there who are crazy. There are people out there who diagnosed have mental issues that will act on them. It's dangerous, right? You see it
Dangerous.
all the time. If somebody posted something and somebody showed up at their house or sent something in the mail that said, I know where you live. Here's the picture of where your
Yeah.
kids go to school. There's a guy on TikTok, and his whole thing is you give him these obscure photos and he tries to pinpoint where you're at and how they do it. Do you remember that guy, don't let your dreams be dreams guy? He had hung some flag or something in the obscure no place, but they figured out based on the trajectory of how the sun and the angle to the
Yeah.
flagpole, and they went and stole the flag. It became like a game where he could not hide the flag good enough for them not to figure out where it is. I'm just saying, there's people on the internet who have a ton of time and are crazy.
And a lot of us have to put our addresses like on the boxes of the cookies. Like, so whether you're meeting up someplace, you might have to have the address on the box. I know I'm putting them on
Let me
every
tell
single
you,
box that's sent out.
you might, if you listen to this podcast, you're sending out a newsletter by law, unless you have an office that your address is on that newsletter. That's how it's required. So you're
So
like, well, they'll never get my address. They never bought from me. All I have to do is sign up for your newsletter and hope that one day you finally send out that Q4 email trying to get me to go to your
I
class.
couldn't imagine someone showing up at my door upset of something. My house is like my safe space. When the door is closed, I feel like a sense of peace and relaxation. If someone showed up and knocked on the door and said, I don't like you because you posted XYZ, I would feel a sense that something was taken from me internally,
I
where
was
the
listening
safety is no longer there.
as I've been bedridden the last couple of days. I was watching a Netflix documentary on stalking. I think stalking is one of the most disconcerting feelings. Somebody watching you and you don't know they're doing it. Like, what a
Yes.
dangerous, overwhelming feeling of extreme panic to me. Yeah, I've had not a lot of stalkers, but I've had a woman that would call me from random numbers to see if I'd answer. And I was like, she just didn't want me ignoring her. But I was like, this really bothers me.
Yeah, discombobulating to have
Mhm.
to be on someone's mind when they're not on yours.
Right. And then
Yeah,
they
it
become the
sounds
only
like your
thing on
dating
mine.
life. I'm just kidding.
Ain't nobody there stalking me. Don't worry about that. But even that guy I dated that showed up after I asked him not to, I didn't like that feeling either. Anyways,
It's
people on the internet are
yeah.
crazy, and I date
Yes,
crazy
yes.
people. Okay. The last one, and kind of the issue with this cake pop drama is it became a legal standing. Well, it's copyrighted. We started using legalese. I'll have my attorney contact you. This is copyrighted, right?
Hmm.
Whatever, it turns out you can't copyright ingredients, and there's some box mix or whatever. That I'm legally right does not apply to the court of social media.
Public opinion.
Yes. So you can say, I am so right, Heather and Corey. Thank you so much. I'm not going to listen to you because I'm not so right. I'm legally right. You're still wrong. So
Yeah.
back to the motorcycle comparison, because I was thinking about the other day. Whether you are not you're right or wrong on a motorcycle, if a car's involved, you're wrong. Meaning that you can say, I have the right of way here, but if the car pulls in the intersection, you're gonna have a massively bad day. Right. But I was right, Heather. I was right on my two-wheeled tiny thing where my roll cage is my
Yeah.
rib cage. But I was right, but you're wrong. Even when you're right, you're wrong. And I think that can apply here too. Well, it's not fair that they did this. It's not fair. And let me validate you. It's not fair that they did that, but it doesn't make your response correct. So the local equivalent of that kind of legal versus reputational split is it might be unfair. The customer might have been rude, but it still doesn't matter.
It still doesn't matter. And let me just tell you, if you're like, well, I don't even sell cake pops. I'm just in the creator rewards program. No bad publicity around here. Every view makes me a few dollars. Here's the thing. Me and Heather, when we do the Vendy Blendy each year, will look at someone's social media presence. And if they like to lambaste companies and customers, we will shy away from them because God forbid we're on the receiving end of that. We have no control. So what we have to do is the best thing in our interest. That's what you
Back
don't want
away.
for your customers. If you like to bash a customer because the drama content does get views, clicks, comments, and we like that, it feels good. The algorithm, we're finally winning. You don't know who you're risking in your future. Maybe it's that big corporate order that you could possibly get that would be reoccurring, that would be life changing for you. But if they go and see that you're always making content about your customers, this customer showed up late. Oh, this one was so annoying. It will perform well on you. You're going to get pennies on the dollar from the creator rewards program. But what you're risking is future opportunities that you don't even know exist. So it's fine to say, well, Heather and Corey, you're dumb because I get this much every month from the creator rewards program. Hey, you do you, baby. It's your bakery. But
Mhm.
what I don't want you to do is be like, wow, I can't seem to bust through this corporate orders. Or my orders have fallen off. I don't know why.
And I will
That's what
scroll
I'm
back and
going
I
to.
see that you engage in some internet drama.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
It's a
not worth
short-term
it.
perspective of a long-term repercussion where the long term you can't see what it cost you.
Yeah, and me and Heather have said it many of times. I wish that I could put my elbow deep arm in the drama content bucket for the views and the clicks and the comments because that will boost me in the social media. But when you get people with drama, they need to be fed. And let me tell you, the drama is hungry and it is a never ending thing that you have to foster because when you get people with drama, they come and follow you. You'll be like, oh, wow, I increased. Look, I have 500 new followers. Hey, friends, this is me. You'll get me at however. And then you post your Christmas pre-sale, Christmas pre-sale, and it's crickets. There's an engagement rate ratio. The amount of people you follow, your content is shopped to them. And that's how the algorithms decide, okay, this subset of people like the content, let's push it out to more people. Okay, they liked it, push it out to more people. When it's your Christmas presale and that's going to put money in your pockets for your Christmas presents, and that falls on deaf ears and you get no likes and no comments,
Guess what you're gonna have to do next? Back to drama.
back to drama. Guys, I can't move this. No one's buying from me.
Uh-huh.
Because the drama it's delicious. Me and Heather, nom, 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 eating it up. But good Lord, to feed the drama. I've seen people abandon their social media accounts. They'll have like 70, 90, 100,000 people, and they'll be like, yeah, someone followed me for this one drama post years ago, but I've not been able to get any reach from it after. And it's because you've tanked your engagement rate.
The
So they're like, yeah,
algorithm
I'm starting
wants
over.
the algorithm wants you to stay within this lane that performs really well, and drama performs really well. So once you enter the drama algorithmic lane, it's like you can never leave. And if you do leave, we're going to punish you by a lack of reach. So then you're like, well, I got to go back to drama.
Yeah,
But
it's such a psychological mind mess because you're like, but I'm getting likes when I post this. Girl, I understand. I'm watching it. I'm not even liking it. I'm giving you my 2 views. Yep.
the big creator, average views is a dream for me, 500,000 views per video.
Couldn't imagine.
These ones are tipping at 3 million. And I believe by the end of the day, those videos will be 3 million views. Do you think if we went by the metric of views, which probably getting paid from a creator fund for
Yeah,
views,
sure.
do you think it was a good call or a bad call?
Well, when you are a content creator, they will say there's no such thing as bad publicity. But when you are also twofold, so if you're a content creator that just gets paid off of brand deals, that's one thing. But if you are a content creator that also supplies things to local clients, you can ship stuff, you are running the risk. You might get a great payday from the views that you're getting. You might. The 3 million views, couldn't even imagine. But now 3 million people have formed an opinion about you. Will they stay around? Will they buy from you? Are all those inflated numbers going to stick around in 1, 2, 3 years from now? Or is your content creation hat too big and now your small business hat is ruined from it?
The small business hat is one that we run the big risk from, and a lot of us are not cut out for to be high drama content creators. Or just don't have the bandwidth for it, the mental capacity. The creators who can withstand those internet storms, fascinating. Teach
Uh,
me.
what's so funny is to imagine if you imagined 3 million people listen to you, you're on a stage and 3 million people have listened to you. That alone would drive me. I would just feel so lost in the sauce that 3 million people have an opinion. I don't know who those people are. Someone made a funny TikTok and they were like, 15 views doesn't feel like a lot, but if 15 people were beating you up, that would feel like too many.
It's a good thing. I wrote this down, and it said, "Being right doesn't sell cookies. Being the baker people feel good about does." And that's what this all comes down to. It may feel so right to engage, to defend, to write a dissertation submittable with legalese to the court of law. I'm legally right. I'm morally right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. You're still wrong if you can't make sales. People on the internet are crazy. People on the internet are crazy. They're going through that big creators legally, seeing where she's legally misstepped and
Hmm.
reporting it. Yikes. And I've seen these even on a smaller scale. I've seen people go and email the farmers market heads up and say, if you have this vendor here, I'll never go. And if you allow them to come back, I will drag the farmers market. In terms of the farmers market, who's just got to sustain itself, which farmers markets, I think their margins from the host perspective are really thin because you're
Yeah.
subjected to rainstorms. They're going to say the health of the farmers market is my goal. If you're the cancer over there, whether you're right or wrong, does it behoove me to cut you out to save the whole?
It does, at the risk that you might be the local favorite cookie baker lady. But to save the body, they might have to
Cut
cut
off the
off the
arm.
arm.
Right. But you're like, but I was generating income. You're also generating drama. It's just too much of a risk when the margins are so thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you don't want to position yourself as the person that no one will touch with the 10-foot pole because they're scared that they'll end up on the wrong side of something with you. And you have no qualms with making a video. That creator, the big creator, the cake pop lady, has her recipe book that you can buy. Someone has already ripped the recipes from that and posted them online. So all the recipes from the book can be found online now. So her revenue that she got from that gone. Can
There's
we
a
afford
there-
that?
there's a psychological phenomenon. I don't know what you describe it, but when somebody is bullying somebody else, it now allows people who are morally conscious to feel like they're morally allowed to bully the bully.
Yeah, I don't know if you can call someone a bully and then be a bully yourself in
But
that
it's like
instance.
I only shoot back when I'm fired at first. That's what I've seen. These other content creators, this is content creator and gets in a ton of drama. She's a baker. And she'll be like, well, I only fire back when it's fired towards me. But I'm like, but those are now two different stances. Like, I'm not a bully, but I am when I'm bullied. And I
Yeah.
see well, I'm only defending myself. Again, back to that dangerous word. I'm defending myself. It just gets dangerous. It gets, like we said, you're wrestling with pigs and pigs like it.
You're going to get dirty.
I'm not good at it. I'm not good. If someone says something mean to me, I think about it for the next 2 to 5 business days.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
think
sitting with
you
me.
you're a different breed if you can put it, but I want to talk to us on the people who are not involved in the drama. We are not the two people involved in the cake pop drama. You have grown your audience with local people. What you don't want to do is risk that and have an opinion piece because you know it's going to pop off because you have an opinion about who's right, who's wrong. Your audience is not in the vertical of baking. They're probably doing whatever they like. Where if they have kids, they're probably on kids content. If they're homemakers, they have homemaker content. We don't want to muddy the lines and create content that it means something to us because we're in the baking world. But our audience that we've grown with local people who actually hire us to do the baking, we don't want to create that content there because we've muddied the lines.
Mhm.
We want to make sure that our noses are clean, our clothes are clean, and people know that my 4th of July presale is ending tomorrow and you need to get your orders in.
The sustainable business is the non-dramatic business. It's hard work though, because you're fighting for every like and view
Oh,
out there.
let me tell you, you ain't gonna have a lot of views. You're gonna have a little view.
But you're going to have consistency. Again, I wonder, I was thinking about the smaller creator and I don't know their handle or whatever. I was thinking they probably garnered a lot of followers from here,
Oh,
from
I'm
this
sure.
drama, right? Because everyone likes the underdog. But would you want you'd almost have to change your strategy now to go to content generation.
Content
But even
creation.
then, they followed you for the drama, technically, even though it was not your choice. You engaged in it. They followed you for the drama. And I have this massive following, I'm sure. But your original thing,
Of to
it's
sell more cake pops is now
right. You're not
negated.
making local sales. I can almost guarantee you might see a spike in local sales for
Yeah.
someone could support you. But as a long-term strategy change, would it almost behoove you to start over and create another account? That's been a thought I've had.
That's when I see people start over in 1 to 2 years. Like it's fun to be like, I have an account and I have 30,000 followers. People even said like, I have a platform. Like at 30,000 followers, that's a platform.
Mhm.
But to do what the platform of random people on the internet, like they're not coming to your wedding.
I,
They're not
lo-
sending you a Christmas gift.
I logged onto TikTok on desktop and I went to the creator insights, which is the
Yeah,
analytics for the page, right? And at no place does it tell me how many followers we have. Because it doesn't matter. It
it
tells me
does
the
not.
engagement rate, the reach, stay time on the profile. It does not care how many followers because that is still a massive vanity metric that's from a yesteryear. You
It
remember the whole
is.
like, I
It
have
is.
100,000 followers. You're going to give me a free appetizer. Now it says I have 100,000 followers. What's your engagement rate? How many of those
Yeah.
100,000 followers see your content?
When me and Heather had our marketing clients, back in the day, it was huge to have a bigger following. So you could buy followers. It was the most common thing that you'd be like, I need to buy 1,000 followers. I'm trying to get this off the ground. Now, the follower count means nothing. And if you were going for a brand partnership or you're trying to get sponsored in some, they're like, what's the engagement rate? How many people are coming on average and they'll say the average of the last 10 posts. Like you might have a drama one that popped off, but the one before it was like 2 likes and like the comment was from your mom. That's the thing that people need to realize. We don't want to give that up just to garner a few followers because
This very small baker, I don't know why I'm fascinated with the case study I've created in my own head. Their average post, 2 likes, a heart. That's the average. They'll do a political cookie. and it will take off 200, 500 likes, dramatic comments arguing. And then they'll go back to the regular content, one like, one heart, two
Yeah.
hearts. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that would be, you got to feed the beast, but it's not feeding your family, you know? Well, I made a
Yes.
couple of bucks from engagement. Keep going. Where do you have to sell your soul to continue
The
gaining that reach?
creator rewards program, if when you sign up for it, it says we can change your pay rate at any given time. So it's not even something that you can plan on like as a monthly, like I will get $1,000 a month from Meta. That's not true. You'll get pennies on the dollar. It almost is like the better your stuff performs, the fewer cents you get. And what it's doing is this, and Heather, it's a variable reward system, which me and Heather have talked ad nauseum about. And it's this gamble. So it's like, okay, it's telling me if I create drama content, I'll get more views and I can get more money that way. And you see, we're playing this gambling thing. It's exhausting. It's one exhausting to create content anyways, but to always have to create dramatic content, I couldn't imagine my brain being like, how can I spin this customer being 4 minutes late into a drama post?
Ah, yeah, it's almost like you got to look for it. And then how stressful is your personal life? I think we started these businesses so we can kind of manage our reality. Instead, we become a slave to an algorithm that cannot be satiated.
And that's where you say the crumble cookie person threw the cookie at me, and then they post the footage of them just putting it down. And that's the you've reached rock bottom. Yeah, they have proof that they have.
Shoot, you never know who's recording you. So just to recap, our points are pause before you post, respond to the audience, not the reviewer, state your side once kindly, then stop. Don't, Corey added this one. I forgot to mention it. Don't go to comments. Don't go to comments, definitely not on your page and respond. And I wouldn't go to comments on my own page and respond. Turning off comments. If your reply fits
Me and
this.
Heather say this. If what you say you're not willing to change the answer on, then that's it. There's no further conversation. If that's it, turn off the comments. You've got to move on with your life. Make your next post. But if you're like, well, I'm willing to get a little dirty in a comment section,
Okay.
people are screenshotting that.
What you're trying to do is you're trying to convince people. You're trying to
Yeah.
convince people to switch sides. And again, you're just right there, knee deep mud. My final one is separate the is this fair from what helps me with my business long term, right? Even if it's unfair, what helps my long term strategy? And you're going to shoot yourself kind of on our side of things, right? Not saying that we're perfect, but we have endured some blowback over these 5, 6 years that we've been doing this. I find that not engaging or barely engaging, making the statement, turning off comments,
Mhm.
you what, have 24, 48 hours of a stressful thought, and then the internet forgets. While the internet is forever, it also tends to forget. But if you keep adding to it, it grows, it gets legs, and then
Yeah.
it gets everywhere.
Yeah. And to say that you'll never misstep, I could not be me. To say that every comment will be PR perfect, it I just we're not built that way. We're passionate people. We got adrenaline flowing through us. Someone might say, call out one of our personal insecurities. And it's so hard to not be like, gritting your teeth, hitting that thumb.
It hurts your feelings.
It hurt your feel. It hurt your feelings. And that's why I'm not built for it. I am not built for it. And that's why I don't invite the drama in because I will cry. I will cry. It will fester in my brain. It'll be I will feel like alone on an island.
Uh-huh.
And then people will be like, well, I poo-pooed there and left. And they're going about their
Yeah,
life.
they don't
I'm
care.
still stuck back.
Okay, so to wrap this up, I know if you may say, well, I didn't know about this, now you guys have just told me about it, so I'm gonna go look it up. If you do look it up to you. I'm gonna challenge you to not get your keyboard out and get involved in the drama either. A lot of people think that what they say in these baking groups is private. No, again, that's this exact same statement. So you weigh in or make your little anonymous post or nothing is truly anonymous on the internet. The admins can always see it. I can see my fake profiles can see everything you're posting.
And I
Don't
want to say
involve yourself in the drama. Learn
there
from it.
there's customers that join SEM all the time thinking that they can find sugar cookies. And I totally understand sugar cookie marketing. Oh, I'll go
Huh.
see who can make this.
Mark it to me, baby.
We don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know.
Just if you just think twice before you say, well, David, I'm gonna weigh in on this. I'm gonna go Even liking a comment, even liking a comment is weighing in on it. You might say,
Yeah.
well, I'm protected through no, you're not. I can see your name right there. Um, we have removed people from sugar cookie marketing who laugh react at somebody in an effort to bully them. While they say, well, I didn't say anything, well, you took an action that did something that portrayed an emotion. So I'm just saying, don't involve yourself in drama. Learn from it, take it and apply it to your business, and have a protocol set before you get emotional.
Mm. Yeah.
Again, it's not if it's when you get emotional because the thing happened that you didn't want to happen, you will lose all logic.
If
You
you want
will.
to, Heather will send this out in the Wednesday newsletter. Copy and paste it to your notes app. So when the time comes, like do be like, nuclear reactor, like in your notes app, have like go here first and just read through that before. And that's just going to give you the distance, the time, okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. There's a protocol out there that I can partake from. Someone's been there, done that, and then you can just be ready for when it happens to you. And it's
That's a good
being
point.
ready. That's the part.
Whenever, and you said nuclear reactor, and I was thinking of the documentary Chernobyl, but one time I went to a nuclear reactor. Went on a tour. When anything goes wrong, the number one thing they do is turn it off. Just turn it off,
Yeah.
give it some space. And
Yeah.
I think we can learn, like when a car's engine's about to blow up, they're like, stop turning it on. Like turn it off, walk away. So I think the big thing here is when the emotions are high, just turn it off and walk away. We can always come back to it. I always tell people, you will always be able to provide your statement. You do not have to do it right now. You do not have to reply to that text from your ex right now. You can do it in 24, 48 hours,
You
72.
can.
You
Yeah.
can. And the way you reply will set a lot there. So I hope that you guys can take this, learn from the pizza place, learn from the cake pop people, learn from the sugar cookie marketing group twins that there is, don't feed the beast. Just, that's really, the internet's a wild place.
Wild and wonderful, but not always wonderful.
What a great tool. What a horrifying tool.
It's so crazy. I was just thinking with the internet. At one point in time, there was businesses who were like, download our app for easier use. Now it's not even up for negotiation. They're like, do you not have the app? I went into T-Mobile and they're like, well, you need to have the
I
app.
hate that T-Mobile. I hate the
What?
T-Mobile app.
Yeah, but I'm saying so now the world is online by force. You don't even have a choice. You must
I
be
was
on it to
thinking
live.
our grandma is 87. She turned 87 2 weeks ago. She, she was like, this technology is so hard. And I said, yeah, she was sad that she wasn't getting it. I said, I can't believe that you're forced to have to learn this at almost 90,
Yeah. But
which she
the
said
world says
87.
you must learn it.
Yeah, like I had to pay a bill, like it was for like the sewer, and I was like, "What if what is my option if I don't pay online?" And they're like, "You have to drive to the sewer bill play building and pay it in like that's so inconvenient, but it's make it as inconvenient as possible, so they have to get online." But like, what if you
Yeah.
miss the email? My grandmother uses AOL.net.
Yeah. I never thought that the world would be able to get onto, how your debit card now has a chip. I said,
Yeah.
no way is the world going to be able to. The world has caught on. Now everybody knows what a chip means. I remember it was such a learning. People, you're like, what do I do? And they're like, is it a chip? Remember, it was like, do I slide it or is it a
I
chip?
feel like the gas stations were like, "Yeah, you can stand here about 10 minutes while we think about the chip." Why do gas stations take so? But now they have this like tap the chip. I'm so sorry. Maybe you're stealing all my information, but that's so much faster than sticking the chip in.
Yeah,
It grabs the card from your hand.
I still feel like inserting it helps me ward off bad people.
Now they have chip skimmers. I don't know. It's just crazy. The technology is crazy. It's only changing this weekend. You have all these AI apps dedicated. Oh, it's an AI app that makes apps. So I told Corey I was just going to play around with it. In 40 minutes, I had a landing page pretty darn good. Pretty
Crazy.
darn good. And I sent it to Corey this morning and she was like, oh, wow. You know,
I
technology's
asked
changing.
my prime version of Google. I don't want to say her name because she's staring at me. I'm like, do you talk to people? I'm having a conversation while I'm doing laundry. I'm like, how do you know who you're talking to? And she's like, it's a voice recognition. And I'll start learning you. And the way that I learn you is how I respond. So she was like, if you have a gamer in the house, I know it's short and sweet. But if you have a baker in the house, and I'm like, she knows
Horrifying. Horrifying.
that.
Also, the ever expanding echo chamber of hearing what we want from the things around us.
Yeah, because if you ever talk to AI, it likes your ideas.
It just is. I'm going to validate you. I'm going to tell you kind of what you want to hear.
It will and if you're like, I don't think you're right, and you're like, you know what, you're right about that. I shouldn't have said that. But it will be like, yeah, don't go burn your ex's house down. And you're like, yeah, I think I need to burn it down. They're like, you know what? Start a small fire in the front. Maybe call 911. Just give them a little scare.
Feel free to push back on that. Let's go stalk him. Like it's just wild. Moving on, I hope you guys take a lesson from that. It's going to be part of my gossip column in a minute. The Cookie College Boot Camp. I am blown away, Kristen says. I know I recently posted about taking Heather and Corey's video boot camp, but how it helped me with editing. But holy cow, look at the views on my Instagram. I've never had this many, and they're all organic. Thank you so much for the great information. It was so worth it to attend. So we do these boot camps. We do them monthly. This is the only month I'm going to scooch it to the second week just for time and lactose intolerance, if I may be honest with you guys. So July is cracking community groups. This is not so much as like open this app and click here. This is more of a subjective, and what we found that works for the ever complicated landscape of community groups. So Corey is eventually, she said in the next year, going to move from her community group she manages. And she said, I don't want to manage a community group anymore. It is a lot of work. I want to join community groups. And I was like, interesting, because now you do not have the power. And Corey's like, but I'm
I
going to implement the cracking community groups thing, that the becoming the community group admin's best bud. I'm going to
Yes.
do that. And then I'm going to use their management to help me increase my business without having to manage it myself.
Yeah, I'll get my time back, but I will know how to engage in a group that is beneficial to the admin, become the admin's pet. What is it? Yeah,
Teacher's
teacher's
pet,
pet,
admin's pet.
admin's pet. And then it will be the best of both worlds. Has it behooved me to create that local community group? Yes, I've gotten so much recognition in sales from it.
But
It's
now
a
her neighbor is
ton of,
somebody she banned. That was
yeah, a ton
literally the
of work.
conversation. So July 9th and 10th will be the cracking community groups, and it'll be just the strategy behind it, an actual game plan with 30 days to implement. And if you did that 30 days for every month of the year, you're going to be the admin's pet.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you're going to get more recommended. You're going to get more recommended than the other bakers, because it's always that everyone's recommending everyone but me. That's always that
Yeah.
feeling, right? How do you turn
Mhm.
that around? Well, I can't sell. They don't have a sales day. Well, okay. This is how you turn it around. This is
Yeah.
you do that, but it is time in. This is a long-term strategy, but if we start it in July, which you absolutely can, and you implement it through July, August, and September, come November, October, November, December, that Q4 Super Bowl we say for bakers, this is what's going to get you that recommendation.
Yep. Yep. That a girl.
Next we have Procreate, and then in September, Corey wanted to do Google Business Profile optimization. Google Business Profile is her listing in Google Maps, and that's how you believe you're securing most of your corporate orders.
Absolutely, absolutely. I don't think they would be finding me on social media since there's so many bakers, and Facebook is hard to search. You can't be like local bakers to Woodbridge, Virginia. You're typing in bakers and it's pulling anyone with the word baker in the name. So the corporate orders, I've gotten someone from a big company from DC, Coach, the brand Coach,
Neiman Marcus.
Neiman Marcus, and all the vendors from Neiman Marcus.
You in a yoga studio. You in a
Oh,
yoga
a yoga
studio.
studio loves to see me coming.
And then sometimes she turns her group leads into corporate orders because the wife has the landscaping husband.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah, they all work simpatico. But having a Google business profile and
Thank you,
updating it
Fraser.
often. Oh, yeah, I've been watching Frasier
I think
nonstop.
he says simpatico.
Simpatico. But having a Google business profile, if you feel like social media is oversaturated, this is the way to get you at the top of
Diversification.
searches. Hmm.
Hmm. And then we have the AEO, answer engine optimization, is the new form of SEO, which is search engine optimization. So answer being you're asking, a lot of people engage with AI by asking a question. It's funny. I
Yes.
didn't feel good, so I was asking AI. I was just asking it. Like I didn't want it to. It's like we can't diagnose you. I know. I didn't want you to. But I was like, yeah, and it was like, based off how you're answering this question, asking this question, I believe. Don't assume anything about me. I said,
That's so funny.
I know
That's
it's
so
really
funny.
funny.
Amazon has rolled out a like prescription doctor med MD online MD portion, and I had to take it for like a UTI or something. So, but who wants to go into a doctor's office for a UTI? Not I. So I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll
not
sign up
you
for
and
it.
not T and not I.
Not hot, none of us, not four of us. But it was so funny. I just talked to AI, and AI said, unless you need an actual medical doctor, we're going to ask you a few just simple questions. I never talked to a doctor the entire time.
You know what's so crazy? That's Virginia law, telehealth, but West Virginia requires a doctor to call me.
Oh, to call you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
they
just
didn't
moved. I
have to.
moved 2 minutes over the state line, and it was like, yeah, I can't talk to you. Like, oh my goodness. I didn't move. I feel like you're lying.
West Virginia, wild, wonderful, but also unusual doctors.
Yeah, so the guy calls me, and I'm like, yeah, I just moved over state line. He was like, oh, then you're good. Goodbye. It's a waste of both of our time. The other boot camps you can actually go back and purchase. That's the fun thing about these boot camps is they're membership free. However, when you join a live boot camp, you do get the discount for the membership, which we're actually running our only sale outside of. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I posted the link to the Vendy Blendy. But before I get there, February, you can purchase in-person cookie class kit, in-person cookie classes, how to teach those. I saw someone purchase that yesterday. Go get it, girl. If you're wondering the best months to teach cookie classes, December, that followed by November, followed by October,
But I
followed
want to say,
by
me and Heather tried to teach a class in July, but it was a themed, like 4th of July theme, did not do well. But me and Heather also have the class in July coming up in 2 weeks, and it's sold
because
out.
it's not Fourth of
Themed.
July thing. I find the week leading up to Fourth of July, which is what we're in right now,
Yeah.
people are like, it's going to be a long weekend of hot dogs. Like, it's not like it's going to be a long, boring weekend. They're not going to cookie class. For some reason, it's outdoorsy and family oriented.
Yeah, people aren't here for a long time, they're here for a short time. So it's not
Right.
like, what can I do to keep them
Like
engaged?
Grams is coming for 2 weeks in
Yes.
Christmas, but she's not coming for 2 weeks in the Fourth of July. So when we taught Under the Sea in July, that one sold out.
And then we tried. 4th of July did not sell
Did
out.
not
And
sell out.
now
And
we're
then we
at
did
fruits.
fruits and it sold out. Sold out in two kits. Two
And
kits.
2 kids, I know. I had to make them.
So if March food photography that sells. I believe that AI is pretty impressive with its photography, but the shadows always tell the truth. I made my second video ever for the Sugar Cookie Marketing TikTok, and it was on new magic layers through Canva. It's a new feature called Magic Layers where it analyzes the images and breaks the flat JPEG into separated layers. Wildly impressive, really hard to do in Photoshop.
Encourage
However,
Heather on TikTok to go post those other places. I know she's finding TikTok because she feels like it's a wasteland over
no, no,
there.
no, no. I am not opposed. I was just dying yesterday. I was going to, but I couldn't stand up. So I am going to do it, but do encourage me. I need the encouragement. March food photography that sells. Oh yeah, the one thing about the new magic layers is the shadows. It still struggles with the shadows. The day it figures out
You
shadows,
had
wonderful.
26 saves on that magic
26
layer video
saves. I'm
on
going to be
TikTok.
doing marketing and like application tips, you know.
Yes, yes, we like that.
April pre-sales start to finish. May 3D printing cookie cutters. Love that one. Might be doing some tips on it. June cookie video basics. That was the one where the Roomy review was about. They took that video class. I took it because I had to edit it and then put a fire under my butt.
You guys are welcome. Apparently,
My
that was the
hot
best
dog
class
bun
I've
had a
ever
fire under
taught.
it.
Yeah,
Well, because it's, and I said, of course, it's feature marketing. We just want vertical video. It's also the combative approach to AI
it is. Yeah, you're
because
right.
it is really hard and people can sense when it's AI generated. I saw in a forum on Reddit, a guy was like, I think he was HVAC, but he used AI to generate an intro and outro. He's like, I'm getting a ton of hate on that because they knew it was AI. They wanted you, the raw you.
I've been looking up energy mints for your breath that also have like a kick of caffeine in there.
You bought me some of
There's
those.
Yeah, I know, but you said they tasted horrible. So I was like, but I clicked to one and now I'm getting every ad. There's one company that has just AI generated people holding the mints, but I'm like, I
Okay.
can't take you seriously.
No.
That's not even a real person. And her teeth move when she talks.
AI hates fingers and teeth. You remember when you used to not be able to fingers at all? Now it does
Oh
pretty good
yeah.
at fingers.
Now it's remember when it
Yeah.
would be like it's like a baby on the ocean, but like the sand was a part of the baby's leg.
Yeah, that was a wild time.
Yeah.
July community groups, and then August we'll be doing Procreate if you choose to design for that. My gossip column was a post I saw in another group because I don't think anyone submitted one. But the post in the other group, I was just a lurker as one does. It was a lady, and she did a really great set. I mean, you really couldn't have said anything bad about the set, but the customer didn't like it. but the set was amazing. Like it was great. It's like something. It's not those one. I'm sorry. I did look at the Cookie Cod Sugar Show submissions. What the heck?
Uh,
What are you guys thinking?
uh, excuse me. I
What?
need to go back to kindergarten because
I
apparently
was
I
even
don't
like,
know how
this
to
was
decorate cookies.
someone did, and it was meticulous. A 3D cookie cart out of cookies with zero imperfections.
Someone did like Buzz Lightyear, a box of Buzz. It was 5 different cookies. I couldn't imagine. One, I think are the cookies as hard as rocks? Like no one's,
I think
they
so.
gotta
At
be
that
out
point, because
in
you've
there.
had to transport them a million times,
I
but
just couldn't imagine.
but
But
some of that
wow,
stuff was
the talent
ridiculous. Just ridiculous. However,
makes me
okay.
look like an elementary child found a piping bag.
To kind of paint the picture, it looks like this was a great set. It wasn't some sugar shows. It was just great. It was like a set that you'd make up and people would love. But the client didn't like it. Who's right and who's wrong? Well, the judge and jury of a public non-admin community group or Facebook group, she posts
Yeah.
and they said like the client is a scam artist. This person, we know nothing of the client. The client is a scam artist. They are out to steal from you. Block them immediately. I want to be like you guys, and it just happened to be in line with today's podcast, although I did my lurking a couple days ago.
Yeah.
You guys don't have to deal with what happens after she blocks this client.
That's the scary part. Like I can say, my opinions, many of them, and we all have opinions. I can give you an opinion. That's why I told like my husband, I said, sometimes say things to you and I'm not looking for an opinion. I'm just looking for agreement. Because if you ask anybody something, they're going to form one, whether it's good or not. They're just going to have one.
But that's what I'm saying. When people come and say, it always starts with, they've already responded to the client, but I'm wondering if you guys would have said the same. Like, you're not asking for help, you're asking for validation. You feel like you responded in haste. You've already responded. You may have overstepped your response here. And now you want a bunch of bakers who will tell you what you want to hear because we love
Yeah.
to see you fight for us.
Yeah.
That's the danger of it. So I would say if you do need help with response, don't word it in the way of writing defensively. Like, here's everything I did right. Here's everything the client did wrong. What should I say? Like, you're going to get spun an answer that's going to be what you wanted to hear, but I don't think it will be the right response.
I think you need to count how many I's and me's are in there. And if there is a majority I's and me's, you've gone too far one way.
What we do in Corey's community group, she makes me run against my will, is somebody will have a bad opinion about a business. And you're allowed to because businesses and people are
Sure.
imperfect. We all make
Yes.
mistakes. But the businesses aren't allowed in the group. Specifically, business pages aren't allowed and then men aren't. So if they had a bad experience with a business and there was a male there, he's never able to defend himself. So we
Yeah.
only get the one side spun of the story. So what I'll do is I have it in my notes app. I'll copy and paste it. Thank you so much for the feedback. It's information like this that helps improve our experiences living in this community. However, I'm going to lock the comments because the other party isn't here to defend themselves. Since we can't get both sides of the story, we're just going to leave your side of the story, except for Toe Girl. I feel like I left the comments open because that girl's toe was cut off and she deserved.
She never named the business, so she didn't
She
violate.
didn't, but her toe. Get that toe back, girl. You did not deserve to lose that thing. You guys have to listen to a couple of podcasts ago to get the intel on that. Upcoming collabs, we have the Cookie That Hobby collab, and Corey and I will go through your recommendations and pick one for August. We're now limiting collabs to 30 bakers. So if you sign up, please participate. You've taken the spot from somebody else who wanted to sign up. I think this will be a great move to be able to keep the collabs around
Yeah.
while also maintaining a higher participation and thus engagement rate.
Yeah. So now, listen, I'm always going to do them because as much as I hate them, they behoove me to do.
It's a great content bucket. It's a unique content bucket. It's great engagement, introduces yourself to your audience, and it breaks up the clutter of buy my cookies.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Upcoming events, the Midsummer membership sales in 2 weeks. It'll be the only time to get the cookie college at a discount without the Vendy Blendy sale or without joining a boot camp. But when you sign up, you get all the boot camps we just mentioned immediately at a discount.
Yeah. That
Right.
means you can start doing videos of your cookie classes while you're taking photos of your people and your 3D printed that you made. And
Post it in a community group, and then you have a
yeah.
free sale. And then the Vendy Blendy, I've actually linked to the Vendy Blendy in the sugar cookie marketing group last year. I made a note to myself that I wish I'd promoted the Pendies a little bit earlier. So that is why you're seeing that here at the end of June, beginning of July.
Yes.
I'll be opening it up to vendors, past vendors in August and new vendors in September. September.
September.
That's in 21 weeks. The upcoming major holidays is the America's 250th birthday is this weekend. It is on Saturday. Does that mean people get Friday off or Monday? Do people get off for that? I think
I
so.
think they
It's
do.
federal.
I think they get one, not remembrance, but one, what is the word when you observance one day? I think it's
Remembrance,
Friday.
observance, independence.
Yeah.
National Cookie Day is July 9th. Not sure if anybody does anything, but it'd be a great time to make
It's
toast.
sugar cookie day, more
Yes.
specifically.
So sorry. It didn't fit in my table. That's on July 9th. Back to school is relative to your area, but the average in our area, it's August 24th.
Yeah.
It's just random now. They're trying to go
Uh-huh.
through all year school year, but with bigger breaks. Not for me. I my
What if it was a 4-day week?
shoot. Tempting. Not sure.
Tempting.
I think my childhood brain would have wanted
Yeah.
what felt like 3 months off. Labor Day, not a big holiday, but just kind of a line in the sand that this is when things start picking back up. September
Life
7th
fun.
and the NFL season. Some of you guys do DIY kits for that, sells well. Like the kickoff is September 10th, which
I
is
think it
in 10
does
weeks.
better towards like Thanksgiving where people are watching all those and then the touchdown. I meant the Super Bowl. The
The
touchdown.
big touchdown day. When whoever ends up in the Super Bowl, that like when Kansas City got in last year and Taylor
They
Swift
got
has
it
music,
every year, I
those
guess.
bakers get to profit big. Whenever that,
Mm.
like whoever is winning something, who knows?
Yeah,
But when it ends up in your state, which don't worry, I'll
I
never end
know.
up in Virginia. Don't even have a football team. We have the
Yeah,
DC
we have the
Commanders.
Commanders, you big old.
It's not Virginia. That's Washington DC Commanders.
No, Virginia is no, it's the Commanders.
That's who we
You
choose
you
to align
speak,
with.
you speak,
I
and you
speak.
said, does Virginia
Have an
just because you
NFL
moved to
football
West
team.
Virginia, you can't
I
dog
don't
on
think
your own.
West Virginia had one either. West Virginia, we have to say there though.
I'm sure they do. It no, it does not.
And West Virginia. So I wonder, maybe we just don't. Why wouldn't Virginia have one?
It's in
The,
Ashburn. I
yeah,
literally
the
like
DC
there's
Commanders
little
train in Virginia.
in Ashburn in Databurn.
Databurn. But as you see, this week is supposed to be super hot,
Yes.
like
And we're in a
100.
drought in Virginia. I'm not sure about West Virginia over there.
Well, let me look at my lawn drought. Not trying to fight it with my water bill. Moving on, Cookie Design Lab is a sponsor of our STL Me About It segment. Use code TWINS for 15% off. They've added some new features and they've actually updated their branding. Same Cookie Design Lab, same great support, new features. If you text it in, you have the potential to win a month of Cookie Design Lab. That phone number is 571 556 5644. But if you're listening on a podcast like Spotify, you can just click the text in button and that counts as well. It comes in a different way, but we got two of these kori. Which one?
Two.
Could you pretty please STL us about Mr. Munch and Baby Bean? We'd love to see and hear what our favorite mascots have been up to lately. Sincerely, the podcast Cat Appreciation Society. This is 281 513. You
Can
are
I
the
run
winner.
to the restroom while you do this endless talk?
That is so rude. Yes, you may. I want to say I let Corey's son watch the cats for the week we were at the beach, which was great for me because I didn't think about it. The Bean cat, the cat named Bean, he eats raw food. In hindsight, what a challenge because raw food has to be hand dished 3 times a day. So having Corey's son Archer watch the cats was great. I did not leave a measuring spoon. I actually haven't bought any yet. I said, measure it with your heart, like just scoop, like a plastic spoon scoop on a plate. No, that dude triple fed this guy at the point that he was, he's quite ravenous. He was walking away from meals, which is fine. They're not going to eat themselves to death, but he is huge now in comparison to what he was when I got him. And thus he can now climb up things. But to hear his nail and the furniture I just bought as he climbs up to snuggle with me at night, love it and hate it. Munch and Bean now get along really well together. Munch is the cat I had before. I actually got Bean so Munch wasn't so lonely. They get along, they wrestle, and then Munch will go outside. He likes to sit in the garage in the dark. He sits there about 5 hours and they reconvene and wrestle around with each other until nighttime. Munch is the I love you, but don't touch me. Bean is the I love you so much. I'm going to sit on your throat while you sleep. Give me a little bit more of the Munch. The Bean one is a little allergy inducing. My other text was an interesting one. Corey had to Google it. Oh no, the CEO of Bosch abruptly resigned. What kind of implications do you think that might have for bakers who use the beloved Bosch mixers? But Corey looked up the reasons for that.
Yeah, it didn't seem like
Honestly,
it's going to be. They said unfortunately, as CEOs come and go, it's what the profits look like. If there's low profits, just like a football team, they're going to switch out
coach.
the head coach and see if they can't find someone. So it was very vague and very PR written. The trajectory, he wants to do new things in his life, close a chapter, open a new book kind of
Please don't
thing. So
ask. Please don't
yeah.
ask why it's stepping down. Either way, do I feel like that'll have an effect on Bosch? No, Bosch is a massive company. I know we only speak it to it as universal, but it's the washer, dryer, and all these
Yeah.
machines.
Yeah.
Don't they do like airplane engines or something?
I think they do.
I think that these big conglomerate corporations that are publicly traded with IPOs, I think they do this as much as the coach of the DC Commanders, not Virginia, does as well.
Yeah, it seems like once you're a CEO, you're always a
Yeah.
CEO. He'll land on his feet in some
He'll
other
land on his feet with
universal.
his golden parachutes.
Yeah.
I shared these like cats I'm reading. It was like I always dreamed that one day I'd be able to focus on shareholder profits. Doing it for the shareholders. Moving on, email me at heather@sugarcookiemarketing.com and I'll send you a picture of Bean and Munch and give you that month of Cookie Design Lab. Again, if you didn't win and you still want it, code TWINS gets you 15% off. I know they have a short pass and they have an annual plan. I'm actually in the paid annual plan myself. I didn't even use code TWINS because I want to support our podcast sponsors, which brings us to our podcast sponsors. When you people purchase from these podcast sponsors with the discount code, you signal to the podcast sponsor that this was a great buy-in for them. So thank you.
And you save
Codes.
money. You save cash.
Yeah, and you save, we win, the podcast sponsor wins. Cookie Design Lab's code is TWINS. Bakety Bake is the meringue powder Corey swears by. Are you baking our fruits class icing with Bakety
No.
Bake?
The
Corey
reason
treats it as
why
it's like, it's just amazing. She can't touch it for,
oh, if you were wondering if people always say, how do you get that puff? Why are your cookies so shiny? Your whites are so white. It's because I use the Bakety Bake meringue powder Royal Batch. And Royal Batch has vanilla already in it, so it tastes delicious. It has corn syrup, so it gets you a soft bite. You can always add more if you want to. And it has vanilla extract or vanilla food coloring in there, so it's bright white. The reason why I don't use it in my cookie classes is because I make so much icing. I don't want to, and I'm not wasting on my cookie class students, but I have other ones that I would much rather get rid of before because I use the Royal Batch in
okay,
my
we'll
cookies.
allow it. The
How dare
code
you
for
make me
that
sound
one,
like a bad teacher?
the code for that one is TWINS. Daisy makes, which is the cake pops. Why do you still make the round ones? And she's got this whole system.
I am actually moving to
You'd
her
have to.
system fully and completely.
She went to CookieCon. I was looking at her post, and their branding at CookieCon was cake pops for cookie people, which
Oh,
is
that's
hilarious
so
because
funny.
cookie people are like, I hate cake pops, but these are
And you roll out the dough, you roll out your cake pop dough, similar to how you roll out your sugar cookies, and you use their cake pop mold system, which is similar to a cookie
cookie
cutter.
cutter.
The
So
reason
if
why I do
you,
the circle ones is to get rid of the packaging I had for them.
okay.
I don't want to waste. So I'm trying to get it gone.
Yeah, if you guys were interested in adding that, maybe you go check out the drama and you want to now get into that, which I'm sure this will actually put a lot of people onto baking cake pops. It's
Yeah,
funny how like negative press is actually kind of good press in a weird way. And I believe all the creators will actually make it out scot-free or like pretty fine, right? The internet tends to
absolutely.
forget. Daisy makes code is Twins 10. They have a really cool system. It's really hard to explain. You almost got to see it in action, which they post on their social media constantly. So
I'll
go
have to
check
make a
that
video
out.
because I do have a cake pop order coming up.
Oh, please make a video. We'd love to
Yeah.
give her a little shout out. The code is Twins 10, 10% off. Tell people in your vid.
Okay, I shall. Twins 10.
Primera,
Twin with an S, twins 10 or twin 10?
Twins 10. She included
Okay.
us both. Primera Eddie, I have to reach out to them because they want to be on the podcast in July, but they released at CookieCon Connie the cake printer.
Yeah, I saw people really jazzed about
I
it.
know, I
I
saw it
don't
too.
necessarily do like wafer paper edible images, but this Connie, so now they have Eddie,
Freddie.
Freddie, and Connie. She said we should have named it Corey, and I said you honestly missed an opportunity. But people were super excited because the Canon printers are hit or miss. It's just like a printer. I don't know. We need them, but they're the worst things ever created. But
It's
these
wild to me that
edible,
you'd get a printer that uses print paper. And I know, don't run it through, but they're like, but these, it's always the filament is food safe, but you bake it, right? But it's always
yeah,
is the printer is the printer food safe if you only use edible ink in it? But they're like, but in testing, they run it through 1 or 2 times with non-edible. Who knows?
It's beyond mine. I always, but the cake people seem super stoked about it. And if you didn't know, Primera is a printer company. That's their main
Labels,
gig.
printing labels in like really
Yeah.
large manufacturing printers is their bread and butter. Then they entered the edible space and really have just kind of turned it around, like really just created a new part of the industry.
Yeah. So I'm super excited to see someone get Connie and use Connie and let us know how it compares to like a typical Canon that they would use.
Listen, if you're like scared of new technology, you also got to see the benefit of it. And as long as these companies are still generating income from bakers, they're able to introduce new technology that shortens our workflow, which makes more
Yeah.
money for you. So I really like anybody who's implementing like Daisy Makes, turning around the cake pop world, making it easier for us. Primera, turning around the edible printing world, making it easier for us. Love it.
Love it.
Uh,
Love it.
Bosch Nutrimilk, speaking of the CEO violently stepping down, let's support them and use a code Sugar Cookies to get $20 off and maybe save someone their job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrapping this up, my Twinterest, when you check out on Amazon and then it's like, do you want to buy groceries? And I'm like, who buys food on Amazon? Me,
It's
I am. This was my impulse buy. It's Laffy Taffy fruit combos, 2-in-1 flavors. I'm going to be honest and judge me for it. My favorite candy is Laffy Taffy. It's hard to find.
it's good. And my mouth is watering with you saying the word
Wait,
Laffy
don't buy this.
Taffy.
Okay, food poisoning. A chat was like, or you, Gemini is my drug of choice, I guess. It was like, whatever you do, don't drink alcohol. Okay. Like, don't eat lactose. Okay. But it was like, and don't eat sugar. And I was like,
And
oh,
don't eat Laffy Taffy.
yeah. And I was like, well, I'm going to just have to power through that and see what happens. Delectable. One, if you get an old batch of Laffy Taffy, it's impossible to eat. Miserable. I hate that.
Is one of the sides a banana flavor? Because I would be
Great. It
sad.
is. It is. And I hate the banana flavor myself, but it was
Oh,
delectable because it's paired with wild berry.
oh,
So
I would thought
strawberry
it
and
would
kiwi,
be. Okay, that's delicious.
mango passion fruit,
Delish.
wild berry banana. You got to trust the process.
Yeah, I would have to trust the process there because I really
Strawberry
skipped the
orange.
banana.
These things, I can't wait to end the podcast and pop one of these bad boys on. Delightful. And then because they're new, they're incredibly soft.
Oh, because they're new, they're incredibly soft. I
I'm
already know.
salivating. And I bought them on Amazon. I bought them on Amazon in that Hail Mary Prime Day deal. Check, I don't even think it was on Prime sale. I was just like, yeah, what are these? I love Laffy Taffy. It's hard to find it. That was $5
Yeah,
for the bag, which I
yeah.
felt was fine. Candy's expensive.
It's
I went to
expensive.
Walmart. Like a little bag of mixed candies,
I know.
$15.
Yeah, wild.
15 what?
Berry and kiwi combined.
Yours
My
is
Pinterest,
mystery scoops.
I've landed drama. Drama brought me there. Dropped me off
Drama
there
and
next day.
variable reward system.
So, mystery scoop businesses. If you think there's a niche of a niche of a niche, that is what this is. If you walked into a grocery store and put a quarter in that little vending machine and turned it and something popped in your hand and you got excited, that's what this is on a larger scale. I just have to tell you, the mystery scoop thing is wild to me because it is a form of gambling. Uh, not saying bad, not good, bad, or indifferent, but if you get a thrill, a dopamine hit when you see what you got and you don't know what you got, mystery scoops is for you. Here's the thing. You can buy, let's say, two mystery scoops. One, a typical mystery scoop, one, a
You
supersonic
letting this
mystery
play in the
scoop.
background while you're decorating?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, absolutely. Because I was like, once I watched one
Because you
video,
were in fizzy crock pot world for a while.
yeah, I was in Fizzy Crockpot. This one is self-made. So Fizzy Crockpot jewelry thing, the jewelry is designed by a big corporation. This is you're handpicking the wins. You're picking what people can possibly get. Their niche. You can say like, I want to do vintage scoops. So everything has to be like an old spoon or an old
So
book or
you
something like
thrifted
that.
it, now you're
Yeah,
repurposing it. But you're
the
like, it's
thing
$30 a scoop,
it can be 30 to 70 to $90 a scoop,
depending on what
de-
the goods are.
depending on what scoop you buy. So you can say, I want a supersonic scoop. There's a better word for it. A
I
luxury
like
scoop. Sorry.
supersonic. What was
Luxury
it?
scoop. Luxury.
Luxury scoop.
What they'll do is they'll scoop in these beads and the beads all translate to an actual item. What's so funny
Are
in
some of the
watching
beads blank?
So the bead will be like a red color, a green color, and a purple color. And she'll hold it
Uh,
up to a sign and she'll match it. And it'll be like, you get one pair of socks. That's literally everyone is getting a dopamine hit because not even the scoop lady knows what you'll get.
but you win every time because there's
You
cheating.
win something every time. You can say
Is there
to your
one
scooper,
thing that it's extremely valuable and it's worth the risk of ending up with a bunch of crapioli?
the funny thing is to watch people unbox their scoops at home. They're acting like they've always wanted a pair of socks. Like socks was the newest thing and they've never gotten a pair of socks before. They're like, oh my God, I got these socks. Like as if they weren't wearing socks when they're opening. They'll be like, nothing has anything to do. Like just the random scoopers, they'll be like, oh, I got these stickers of cats. But I have dogs,
Okay.
or they'll be like, oh, and I got an under eye patch. And then look, this
So are they taking
ant
like
ring.
not for individual resale packaging and opening it and like giving
Nothing has a price tag on it. So I'm
but it
saying like
does because
someone
the scoop does.
the scoop has a price, but I think people are going to places like five and below, getting things on clearance or getting a pack of five, opening the pack, and you get like a thing of bubbles, which normally would come in a pack of five, but you're getting one little bubble wand. And
Uh,
people are
a
acting, and it
bubble
just,
wand?
oh, it will be anything. You
Nobody
can
needs a bubble wand.
get any, and they'll be like, this bubble wand's great for my kids, or I have a niece that could use it. Like they're discovering where these things are going to end. It's just fascinating. They'll be like, "Oh, this blanket, I could use
Do
this
you
camping."
feel
Like
like watching it, you get the high a little bit too to see what they win?
I'm almost in awe to
That
see.
people
Like I'd be like, I would be sad if I got a sticker, but they're like, "This is the best sticker ever." In your scoop preferences, you can be like, I don't like the color green. So what the person will do is try to avoid the color green for you. So if they pull something that's the color green, they'll put it back and opt for something of similar or like pricing. So the drama happened when some lady didn't like that she got uh, a journal, like a blank journal. And
yeah.
so the lady put it back and got her like a tissue box. And they're like, I'd be really sad if I got the tissue box. Like totally opinion based. Like you're just having the opinion over someone else's scoop.
I love a tissue box. I love a tissue. I need to have a tissue within arm's reach at all time. If I'm out of tissues, I put it on my list. Like first thing that I get at Walmart, tish.
But you can, so because everyone's different, everyone has different taste buds and different palates, you don't know if they're going to be happy with what they got from you or sad with. But at, if you are a scoop getter, not the scoop giver, if you're paying $30, they cannot give you $30 worth of product.
They got to
They
give you
would,
$20 worth of product, considering shipping and profit.
and then, yeah. So you're never going to get more than what they have. You're always going to get, but it's like they're sad when they're like, wow, this only seems like $15 worth of stuff and I
It
paid
wasn't
25. That's
That's
the shipping and the profit. She had to make something. She can't scoop for free.
Scoop it takes some time and effort. You are wild. Well, I guess we all have our secret, our stash of things we like to imbibe.
I just like to see someone unboxing it and then they'll be like, oh, a spatula? I always needed one of those. You didn't know you were getting a spatula. I didn't know you needed one.
Ah, to be a human with a brain that doesn't live in logic. A pen. Oh my God, it's a pen. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go try to eat a cracker. And
You're gonna eat a Laffy Taffy, you big old boo.
You know what? You can't. I'm suffering too much. I gotta give myself a little.
All right, go get you on the toilet.
Okay, goodbye.